Good afternoon and welcome to Rockwell Field on the campus of Southwestern University in Georgetown, Texas. The first of two games this afternoon on SHN Sports between the Pirates of Southwestern and the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. I'm Bill Schoening. We're very glad you're with us this afternoon on SHN Sports. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the visitors from Abilene, Hardin Simmons. The Cowboys come in with a record of 7-16. They are 3-12 in conference play, and they're coached by Steve Coleman, assistant Brad Holcomb. Hunter Garrison will lead things off and play center field. Batting second is the shortstop, Zach Hudson. Batting third, the left fielder, Garrett Frazier. The DH is Jeremy Colon. He hits in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Colin Etheridge. Batting sixth is the first baseman, Gabe Moore. The second baseman, Craig Sims, will bat seventh. Batting eighth is the catcher, Nate Blockowitz. And the number 9 hitter is the right fielder, Weston Hickman. And on the mound will be Raby Hampton, 6'1", 190 junior from Midlothian. The Pirates come in 12-12, 9-3 in SCAC play. In fact, they're doing very well in the SCAC right now. In third place, Trinity at 8-1, Texas Lutheran at 8-1, and Southwestern coming in at 9-3. J.C. Bunch, the head coach, assisted by Mike Montgomery and Scott Lacey. And here's the lineup for Southwestern. Maxwell Mims will lead it off and play center field. Kyle Porter is the DH. Dan Montgomery will bat third. He's behind the plate. Preston Witt is the cleanup hitter, playing first base. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Landon Durden. Lance Cruzy is in left field. Bryce Debs is the right fielder. Matthew Escamilla, the second baseman. And the number 9 hitter in the lineup is Chase Thinger, the shortstop. And on the mound, Aaron Clark, the right-hander, 6'1", 195, the junior from the Houston area, from Cypress. Went to Cy Fair High School. And we are just about ready to get underway here at Southwestern. First of two games today, 2 7-inning games in the doubleheader. First pitch, fastball, just missed outside, and it's 1-0. Beautiful day for baseball, just a slight breeze coming in from left. Just a few clouds in the sky. Should be able to get both games in, no problem at all. Next pitch from Clark. That's a slider that's hit foul off to the right side, and the count is 1-1 strike to Hunter Garrison. Garrison will be followed by Zach Hudson and then Garrett Frazier. Next pitch by Clark. That one's grounded to the right side. It gets through for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Hunter Garrison as he goes to first base, as he got that ball between the second baseman Escamilla and the first baseman Witt. And the Cowboys have a runner aboard here in the top of the first. Zach Hudson will bat. Hudson is the shortstop for Hardin Simmons. He's a freshman from Highland Village. Went to Marcus High School. 6 feet even, 170 pounds. Runner at first base. And now working out of the stretch is Clark. First pitch, line foul off to the right side. Kind of came off his fist a little bit. No balls and 1 strike to count to Hudson. Garrison with a leadoff single to right. These teams played back on March 23rd in Abilene. Southwestern earned a 6-5 victory in that ball game. Next pitch, right there at the knees on the outside corner. Good pitch from Clark. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Zach Hudson. Garrett Frazier waits on deck. Witt had a couple of RBIs, as did Tanner in that ball game. Lopkowitz scored 2 runs, and Skylar White got the win. Pitch is outside for a ball. That was played back on March 23rd in Abilene, a 6-5 Southwestern victory. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Zach Hudson. Getting his lead off first base is Hunter Garrison. Stretch, comes set, and the pitch. That was a hard slider that gets fouled off to the right side, off the screen. And the count will hold at 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're giving you those SCAC standings. Trinity at 8-1, Texas Lutheran at 8-1. Centenary, a team that got swept by Southwestern, now 9-3. And Southwestern tied for that third place spot at 9-3. Here's the stretch and the next pitch. Curveball, and he got him looking. Good curveball there from Clark. And Hudson goes down looking. First strikeout for Clark. That brings up Garrett Frazier.
Cowboys left fielder, number 7, Garrett Frazier.
Frazier, the left fielder. 6'2", 215 sophomore from Jim Ned High School in Tuscola, Texas. Spent some time at Cisco Junior College. First pitch, little pop-up behind second base. Should be an easy play for the second baseman. And Escamilla is under and makes the catch. And on one pitch, Frazier is retired on a little pop-up to second. 2 down now with 1 on. And that brings up the designated hitter, Jeremy Colon.
Designated hitter, number 36, Jeremy Colon.
Colon swings to the right side. This inning started off when Garrison got a base hit to right, but then Hudson took a called third strike and Frazier popped up. Jeremy Colon at the plate. First pitch, fastball, just missed low. And the count is 1-0 to Jeremy Colon. 6'1", 220 from Fort Worth, went to Euless Trinity High School. Also spent some time at Frank Phillips Junior College. JUCO transfer. Clark is set with a 1-0 pitch. That's low and away. And for the first time, Clark has fallen behind a hitter, 2-0. Montgomery behind the plate, third to first, Durden, Thinger, Escamilla, and Witt. Cruzy, Mims, and Debs in the outfield left to right. And on the mound, the right-hander Aaron Clark, the junior from Cyprus. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Colon. That's a breaking ball that caught the inside corner. I think that fooled Colon a little bit. He was hoping for a fastball he could hit. But now it's 2 balls and a strike. Garrison at first with 2 down. We're in the top of the first, no score. Next pitch by Clark, bounding ball left side of the infield. The third baseman's got it. Durden's throw to first is high, but coming down with the ball is the first baseman. Whitty makes the tag. Colon ends up on the deck. He is out, and the side is retired. In the first for Hardin Simmons, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left. We played a half inning at Rockwell Field in Georgetown. Your score, Hardin Simmons nothing, Southwestern University coming to the plate. This is SHN Sports. Down. Where's the mute button for me? Is this one? My mic. This one? Okay. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Raby Hampton, the left-hander, is on the mound for Hardin Simmons. 6'1" wide junior out of Midlothian, Texas. And he'll face the top of the order. Maxwell Mims, Kyle Porter, and Dan Montgomery. Hitters number 1, 2, and 3 in the Southwestern lineup. Preston Witt is the cleanup man. Landon Durden will bat 5th. Lance Cruzy in left field. Bryce Debs in right. Matthew Escamilla is the second baseman, batting 8th. And batting 9th is the shortstop, Chase Thinger. Hardin Simmons managed just 1 base hit. It was a leadoff single back in the top of the first off the bat of Hunter Garrison. But then Clark retired Hudson, Frazier, and Colon in order. And here we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Maxwell Mims will lead it off against the left-hander Hampton. First pitch, breaking ball, stayed outside. And it's 1-0. Hampton is ready, and the next pitch, that one is just on the inside corner. Count as a ball and a strike now to Mims. Southwestern coming off that 3-game sweep of Centenary, 9-7, 5-4, and 9-8. Check swing on a breaking ball. Did he go? And they will appeal the first base umpire. And he said, yes, he did go. He committed. So the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Maxwell Mims. Mims wearing the number 52. He's from Friendswood, Texas. Takes a pitch that missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Mims. 5'10", 190, freshman. Starting center fielder and leadoff man for the Pirates. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He got him. It was a breaking ball, and Mims goes down swinging on that curveball. First strikeout for Hampton. And Kyle Porter will bat.
Now batting for the Pirates, designated hitter number 12, Kyle Porter.
Porter, 6'5", 215 freshman from Carrollton, Texas. Went to Newman Smith High School. He's the DH here this afternoon in the first game of this doubleheader, both 7-inning games. Breaking pitch stays up high. Hampton appears to throw a lot of breaking stuff. 1-0 the count. He's a quick worker, and that's good news. Next pitch is up high. It's 2-0. Montgomery waits on deck. 325 down the line in right, 330 down the line in left. Next pitch, another breaking ball, and this one again missed the plate. And it's 3 balls and no strikes now to Kyle Porter. 360 in the power alleys, left center and right center. And 403 to dead center field. 3-0 pitch is a fastball right in there for a strike, belt high. And the count is 3-1 to Kyle Porter. Beautiful day for baseball. Not much of a wind. Swing and a miss, and now the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Hampton trying to battle back here after he fell behind Porter, 3-0. It's now 3-2. Montgomery waits on deck. Hampton's ready with the payoff pitch. That one is fouled right back to the screen. And the count holds it full to Kyle Porter. No score. We are just underway from Rockwell Field in Georgetown. Next pitch, line foul down the left field side. He really turned on that. Ends up over near the bullpen. And we'll do it all over again. Hampton is a quick worker. He's ready to go. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with another breaking pitch. So 2 strikeouts for Hampton as Mims and Porter have both gone down. And that'll bring up Dan Montgomery, the number 3 hitter of the order.
Number 10.
And the catcher,
Daniel Montgomery.
For the Pirates. 5'10", 190 senior from Bowling, Texas. Went to Bowling High School. And the Hamptons' first pitch is just inside for a ball, 1-0 to Dan Montgomery. Only hit of the ball game so far off the bat of Hunter Garrison, the leadoff man for Hardin Simmons. He got a base hit, but then 3 straight outs after that. Hudson, Frazier, and Clone all retired. Well, hard slider that bounces in there. And the count is now 2-0 to Dan Montgomery. Again, this is the second meeting this season between these two teams. A 6-5 Southwestern win last month in Abilene. 2-0 pitch stays up high. And it's now 3-0 to Montgomery, looking to be the first base runner for the Pirates in the opener here today. 3-0 pitch. That one is on the outside corner for a strike. And it's 3-1. Preston Witt waits on deck. Hampton's ready with a 3-1 pitch. That one is fouled back. So just like the batter before, Kyle Porter, he fell behind 3-0 and battled back to 3-2. And here with Montgomery, it's now a full count pitch. Raby Hampton, R-A-B-Y is the way he spells his first name. Tries a curveball in the outside corner, just missed. Tried to paint the corner, could not get the call, so that's a walk. And the first base runner for Southwestern is Montgomery. He's at first base with 2 down. And Preston Witt will bat.
Preston Witt.
Left-handed hitting first baseman, 6'4", 225 from Episcopal High School in Houston. He steps in with Montgomery at first base and 2 down. Lefty to lefty here. Hampton out of the stretch. Curveball outside, a ball. It's 1-0 to Preston Witt. Witt digs back in. Hampton very much likes to pitch in rhythm. So I can see on occasion the Southwestern batter stepping out to slow him down a little bit. Here's a line drive into right field. Right fielder going back. It's over his head as Hickman can't get it. Rounding third is Montgomery. He's going to try to score, and he will. It's an RBI double for Preston Witt as Dan Montgomery scores from first, and Southwestern leads at 1-0. The first hit of the ballgame produces a run for the Pirates, an RBI double for Preston Witt.
Now batting for the Pirates, third baseman, number 32, Landon Durden.
Hickman, the right fielder, looked like he might have had a play on that, but I think the ball carried a little further than he thought it would, and it went over his head and rolled all the way to the fence for a double. And with 2 outs, Montgomery was off with a crack of the bat. Chance for more here as Landon Durden steps in, the number 5 hitter in the lineup and the third baseman for the Pirates. First pitch to him is a breaking ball low and inside, and it's 1-0. Durden at the plate with Witt at second, 1 run in. 1-0 lead here for the Pirates in the bottom of the first. Durden from Willis, just south of Huntsville. Went to Willis High School. Next pitch for him is a curveball, and that's in for a strike. And the count is a ball and a strike to Landon Durden. Durden's high school teammate plays down the road at St. Edwards. Blake Holub, who is a pitcher DH for the Hilltoppers. Stretch, check at the runner at second, and the pitch. Ground ball foul down the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count to Landon Durden. Well, this inning started off innocently enough as Maxwell Mims and Kyle Porter both went down swinging, but then Montgomery earned a walk, and he came around to score and a double over the head of the right fielder Hickman by Preston Witt. Witt's at second with 2 down. And the 1-2 pitch to Durden almost hit him. It did hit him. It hit him on the left arm, or at least Durden started down toward first base. Looks like the home plate umpire's not going to give it to him, though, as it looked like it might have gone off his sleeve, but the home plate umpire says, no, you stay right here. It was a ball, though, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Witt stays at second base. Still a chance here for Durden to drive in a run. Hampton out of the stretch. And the pitch. Fly ball to right field. Hickman to his right is going back. He's under, and he makes the catch, and that retires the side. Durden flies out to right. But a run scored by the Pirates in the bottom of the first. They score 1 run. They do it on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 1 full in Georgetown, and your score: Southwestern University 1, Hardin Simmons 0. This is SHN Sports. We go to the top half of the second inning at Southwestern University. It's a 1-0 lead for the Pirates. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors for Southwestern. No runs on 1 hit, and no errors for the Cowboys.
Number 20,
Colin Etheridge, Gabe Moore, and Craig Sims will face the right-hander Aaron Clark. 1-0 lead for the Pirates. We go to the top half of the second. The big blow in that first inning after Montgomery walked, a double to right field by Preston Witt, driving in the game's only run so far. First pitch is low to Colin Etheridge. Again, Etheridge will be followed by Gabe Moore and then Craig Sims. Clark, the right-hander, is ready. That pitch sails way outside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Etheridge is from Rockwall, Texas. 6'2", 195, a freshman. in his first year in the program at Hardin Simmons. Clark is ready. Works out of the windup and the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Should be no problem at all for Thinger. He's got it. And his throw to first in time. He throws out Etheridge, who was swinging on the 2-0 pitch. Had a pretty good pitch to hit, but he hit it right at the shortstop Thinger on a couple of hops, and there's one down. Gabe Moore will bat.
Now batting for the Cowboys, first baseman, number 22, Gabe Moore.
6'2", 170 sophomore from Stephenville. Swings to the right side. Gabe Moore, number 6 hitter in the lineup for Hardin Simmons. Hardin Simmons coached by Steve Coleman. He's assisted by Brad Holcomb. There's a strike call. First pitch to Gabe Moore. They play Moore pretty much straight away, not too deep. Fastball that just missed the outside edge. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Moore with Sims waiting on deck. 1-0 Pirates. We're in the top half of inning number 2. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Took a little something off of that. And the hitter, Moore, was out in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Clark gets the sign from his catcher, Montgomery. And is ready with the windup and the pitch. Curveball got him swinging. Second strikeout for Clark. 2 down here in the second, as that was a sweeping curveball and Moore went fishing for it. That brings up Craig Sims.
Cowboys, second baseman, number 16, Craig Sims.
Sims is the second baseman for Hardin Simmons. He's out of Buda, right down the road, south of Austin. Went to Wimberley High School. First pitch, little nubber out to the first base side, and the pitcher tries to make the play, bobbles, throws to first, and he got him. Wow. That was a strange play. Clark bobbled a little slow roller up the right field line. Witt alertly stayed on the bag at first, and the batter runner, Sims, had to avoid the pitcher who went into foul territory, but Sims is out on an unconventional 1-3 if you're scoring at home. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left for Hardin Simmons in the top half of the second. We go to the bottom of the second in Georgetown. Southwestern 1, Hardin Simmons 0. This is SHN Sports. All right, we're set and ready to go to the bottom half of the second inning. And for Southwestern will be Lance Cruzy, Bryce Debs, and Matthew Escamilla to face the left-hander Raby Hampton. 1-0 lead for Southwestern as we go to the bottom of the second. An RBI double back at the first by Preston Witt drove home Dan Montgomery. And that's the difference in the ballgame so far. Left-hander Raby Hampton on the mound. 6'1", 190 junior from Midlothian, Texas.
Leading off the second for the Pirates, left fielder, number 56, Lance Cruzy.
Cruzy leads off the bottom half of the second, swings from the left side. So it's a lefty-to-lefty situation here. First pitch to him is a curveball that missed low and away. A lot of breaking stuff so far from Hampton. Third baseman Etheridge way off the bag at third. He's a good 15 feet off that bag. Next pitch is high and tight. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Lance Cruzy. Etheridge, Hudson, Sims, and Moore, the infield third to first for the Cowboys. Another breaking ball, and again it missed. And the count is 3-0, and we've seen this happen with Hampton a couple of times now where he's fallen behind a hitter. It's the third time of the game, and we are only in the top of the second. That pitch is in there, and Cruzy lets it go. Did not have the green light or decided not to opt for that pitch. And it's 3-1 to Cruzy, leading this off for the Pirates here in the bottom half of the second. Next one, line down the right field line, but foul. Man, he really turned on that pitch over near the Hardin Simmons bullpen. So now it's a full count to Lance Cruzy. Hampton's ready, and the payoff pitch. Fly ball hit well to right field, going back to right fielder, and that's Hickman, and he is under and makes the catch. That thing really carried pretty well out there in deep right center field, but Hickman was able to track it down, and there's one down. That brings up Bryce Debs.
Now batting for the Pirates, right fielder, number 34, Bryce Debs.
Debs, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. Steps to the plate here with the bases empty and one down. Debs from Richmond, Texas, went to George Ranch High School. Hampton misses with his first pitch. It's 1-0 to Debs. 6'7", 230. Next pitch in there for a strike. A ball and a strike to count to Bryce Debs. He's a senior. A ball and a strike to count, and the next pitch is a slow curveball that stays outside. Hampton's a quick worker, but he's throwing a lot of pitches so far in this outing. 1-0 Southwestern, bottom of the second. Bases empty, one down. Next pitch, fly ball popped up behind the plate, and the catcher has room, and he's under, and he bobbled the ball and dropped it. The catcher, Blackowitz, was under and could not bring it in. So still alive at the plate is Debs. I mean, he hit that straight up in the air. Two balls and two strikes to count. Hampton's next pitch is hit well to left field. And he pulled it, and it's going to go foul. Man, that thing's way out of here, but he pulled it way foul. Looked like one of Bryson DeChambeau's drives at Augusta last week. It went a long way, just didn't know where it was going. Debs still in there with a count of 2-2. Next pitch, high chopper up the middle. The shortstop's got it, Hudson. His throw to first is high, and he comes back down on the bag late. That'll be an error on the shortstop, as he kind of nonchalant at that time. Hudson got the ball in a couple of hops, but his throw to first to Moore was high, and that'll be an E6. So a one-out base runner is Debs at first base.
Pirates second baseman, number 6, Matthew Escamilla.
And Hampton's got to feel like he had Debs retired twice, because remember the catcher, Blackowitz, dropped a pop-up behind the plate. And then Debs reaches on the air by the shortstop, Hudson. Escamilla is the batter, swings from the left side. Number 8 hitter in the order, takes a pitch outside for a ball. Matthew Escamilla. Runner at first with one down. Next pitch to Escamilla, a little grounder to the first base side. First baseman will field, that's Moore. He steps on the bag and trying to move all the way up to third, and safely in at third base is the base runner Debs. Debs was going on the pitch, so he was already at second by the time all that was going on at first base. He just kept going, and he hustles all the way to third base. So Escamilla bounces out to first, but on that play, moving all the way up to third, you don't see that happen very often on an infield play. Debs goes to third, and of course there's a lot of different ways you can score from third base. But now there are two down. Number 9 hitter in the order is Chase Thinger. Thinger's the shortstop for Southwestern. Working out of the stretch with the runner at third, Hampton. First pitch to Thinger is in the dirt, and the count is 1-0. And Blackowitz with a good stop behind the plate. Debs at third with two down. 1-0 Southwestern. We are in the bottom half of inning number 2. The stretch and the 1-0 pitch. That one's outside. This is the guy that Hampton wants to get. The top of the order with Maxwell Mims waits on deck. 2-0 the count. Next pitch, high and away. And it's 3-0. And as we talked about earlier, this pattern is not good for Hampton. He keeps falling behind hitters. He's been able to battle his way back in most of these counts, but it's not a good sign when you fall behind 2-0 and 3-0 to hitters. Next pitch, that one is on the inside corner for a strike. Thinger thought it was ball 4, and he started to first base. And the home plate umpire most times is not going to let you do that. He said, no, I didn't call ball 4. You're going to stay right here. 3-1 the count to Thinger. Maxwell Mims waits on deck. Runner at third with 2 down. That pitch is a little high. This time Thinger waits to get ball 4. Then he goes to first. That's the second walk issued by Hampton. And now runners at the corners for Southwestern. So Thinger at first, Debs at third, and a chance for Maxwell Mims to change the score. It's 1-0 right now, Pirates. Mims went down swinging back at the first. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Thinger at first. Pitch is in there for a strike. Thinger had taken a step or two toward the second base bag. Blackowitz wanted to make sure it wasn't going anywhere. Debs is at third. He reached on an error by the shortstop Hudson. Thinger is at first. He walked. Runners at the corners with 2 down. Bottom of the second. 0-1 the count to Mims. Fastball high. 1-1 the count. So Hampton, as we mentioned, has thrown a lot of pitches, but he's been working quickly. Defense is pretty much straight away. The center fielder, Garrison, right behind the second base bag. Out in front of the big wall, the 403 sign. Here's a curveball. This ball's hit well to deep left center field. Frazier, the left fielder, going back, and he tries to make a sliding catch. He can't make it, and this is going to plate a couple of runs. As Debs scores from third, Thinger comes all the way from first. It's a 2 RBI double for Maxwell Mims, and the Pirates lead at 3-0. So Debs scores from third, Thinger scores from first. Hampton has not had the best defensive support here in this inning, as Frazier, the left fielder, looked like he had a chance to catch that ball, but he overran it a little bit. And 2 RBIs now for Mims, who's at second base, and a 3-0 lead for the Pirates as Porter comes to the plate. He went down swinging his first time up. He takes a pitch up high for a ball, and it's 1-0. So 1 in the first and 2 here in the second for Southwestern to open up this 3-0 lead. Porter's back in. That pitch is a curveball that comes in for a strike. 1-1 the count to the DH today for Southwestern, Kyle Porter. Porter from Newman Smith High School in the greater Dallas-Fort Worth area, Carrollton. Hampton is ready with the 1-1. Now he steps off the mound as he bluffs his way back to second base, trying to keep Mims close. The middle infielders, Hudson and Sims, trying to keep him close as well. Second baseman Sims shaded over toward the bag. A ball and a strike to count. Next pitch to Porter. Slider low and in. And that's a good stop there by Blackowitz. 2-1 the count to Porter. Mims at second, 2 runs in. 3-0 lead Southwestern, bottom of the second. Raby Hampton is ready with the next pitch. The stretch and the 2-1. Outside, a ball. Hitters count coming up here for Kyle Porter. The runner at second base is Mims. And again, Sims, the second baseman, trying to keep him close. Stretch by Hampton, and the pitch. Check swing, the pitch misses inside, ball 4. That's the second walk issued in the inning and the third of the ball game for Hampton, who's had some control issues here. And now runners are at first and second. Mims at second, Porter at first, Montgomery will bat. And now time is called as we're going to have a little conference on the mound. As we mentioned, Hampton has been falling behind in a lot of the at-bats. In fact, he fell behind Porter back in the first 3-0. He fell behind Montgomery 3-0 and eventually walked Montgomery. But here in the second, he just hasn't had much rhythm. And, of course, he hasn't had a lot of good defensive support. Remember that drop pop-up behind the plate? by the catcher Blackowitz. Also the error on the shortstop, Hudson. That allowed Debs to reach base. Debs came around to score. And the home plate umpire is making sure that the Hardin Simmons coach knows it was only the first visit. Second visit, of course, would prompt a change. Don't see any bullpen activity just yet. Of course, we're still early in this one, second inning. This is the first of two 7-inning games here at SHN Sports between the Pirates of Southwestern and the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. Our runners at first and second, 2 down, 2 runs in. Montgomery walked his first time up and came around to score on the double by Preston Witt. First pitch to him, another breaking ball that's low. And the count is 1-0. From the Hardin Simmons perspective, if you'd like to see Hampton do something, it'd be throw a first pitch strike. There haven't been too many of those. 1-0 the count. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Line foul. Man, he really turned on that. And he drilled it down toward the Southwestern bullpen. A ball and a strike the count to Dan Montgomery. 2 runs here with just 1 base hit. The 2 RBI double by Maxwell Mims here in the second. The Pirates have 3 runs on just 2 hits. Runners at first and second. And the next pitch, that one's fouled back to the screen. And it's 1-2 to Dan Montgomery. Montgomery out of Bowling, Texas. He's got a chance to drive in a run here with runners at first and second. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. And here's the offering from Hampton. Swing and a miss. He got him. So Montgomery goes down swinging, and that will retire the side. That is the 3rd strikeout for Hampton. But in the second, the Pirates add 2 more runs. They do it on 1 hit. There was a costly error, and 2 men left on base. We've now completed 2 full. From Walkwell Field in Georgetown, your score: Southwestern 3, Hardin Simmons nothing. This is SHN Sports.
Batting for the Cowboys, catcher number 8, Nate Blackowitz.
Nate Blackowitz lead things off for Hardin Simmons as we go to the top half of the 3rd inning. Blackowitz, Hickman, and Garrison. Hitters number 8, 9, and 1 in the Hardin Simmons lineup. To face the right-hander Aaron Clark, who now has a 3-0 lead. Thanks to a 2-run rally by the Pirates in the second. First pitch is down low, a ball to Blackowitz. Blackwitz is the catcher. And again, waiting on deck is Weston Hickman. Clark is ready. And the 1-0 pitch. That one is fouled off to the right side. Back out of play. Over near the tennis courts, just to our right. A ball and a strike to count to Blackowitz. He's from Argyle, Texas. 6-footer, 170. True freshman. Nate Blackowitz. 1-1 the count. There's a high chopper off the plate out in front of the mound. This is a fair ball. And are they going to call it a foul? Let's see. There's a time called here by the home plate umpire. And I'm not sure if it was touched by the catcher in foul territory before it came out to the playing area. That might be the ruling here. They're going to call this a foul ball. It sounded like it went off the plate and went out toward the mound, but the home plate umpire stopped play right away as the catcher Montgomery went out to field that ball along with the pitcher Clark, but they just call it a foul ball, so it's 1-2. There's a curve ball that's a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Blackowitz, with Hickman waiting on deck. 3-0 lead for the Pirates. We're in the top half of the third. Clark is ready with a 2-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. This is going to get through for a base hit as it goes into center field. A leadoff single in the top of the third for Nate Blackowitz. And he's aboard.
Now batting for the Cowboys, right fielder, number 9, Weston Hickman.
That's the second hit of the ball game for the Cowboys. Now Weston Hickman will bat, the right fielder, the number 9 hitter of the order. Hickman from Whitesboro, Texas. Switch hitter batting left against the right-hander, Aaron Clark. Blackowitz at first base. First pitch is a fastball at the knees on the inside corner for a strike. And it's 0-1. 3-0 lead for Southwestern, top half of the third. Hickman, the number 9 hitter in the order. Clark works out of the stretch with Blackowitz at first base, a very modest lead. And the pitch, foul off to the left side, off the screen. And Clark's got the advantage here. No balls and 2 strikes to Weston Hickman. Top of the order waits on deck, Hunter Garrison. Leadoff single here in the third for Blackowitz. As Hardin Simmons trying to get something going here. They trail 3-0. 0-2 pitch. Check swing foul off the screen. That was just a good hard fastball. Looked like it found the plate. So if Clark was trying to waste that pitch, he came in with it, and it was just a little check swing foul off the bat of Weston Hickman. Clark comes set. And the 0-2 pitch. Curveball back up the middle. This could be 2. Fielded by the shortstop who overruns the bag for 1. Throws to first. Back not in time. That was a good play by Finger because it took kind of a strange hop near the bag. And he had to kind of come back and hit the bag to make sure he got the first out. That'll be a fielder's choice. 6 unassisted, if you will. Because the play at first base, Hickman was safe. But Blackowitz is off the base path, so 1 down and 1 on. Hickman's at first, and Hunter Garrison will bat. Garrison singled back at the first. He's got one of the 2 hits for Hardin Simmons. First pitch at him is a fastball right on the outside edge for a strike. 0-1 the count to Hunter Garrison. Garrison out of Keller, Texas. 5'10", 175 senior. He's already earned 3 letters with Hardin Simmons baseball. Check swing on the next pitch. It's at the knees, though, for a strike. And the count is 0-2 to Hunter Garrison as Clark tries to bear down here with this 3-0 lead. A runner at first base and 1 down. Hickman at first. Hudson waits on deck. 0-2 the count to Hunter Garrison. Next pitch, curveball, swing and a miss. He got him. He really fooled him with that pitch. That's the 3rd strikeout for Clark. It looked like Garrison was expecting a fastball in that situation.
Number 6, Zach Hudson.
So 3 strikeouts now for Clark, 2 down. Runner at first base is Hickman. Hudson took a called 3rd strike his first time up. Working out of the stretch, the right-hander Clark with a runner at first. Breaking ball missed outside. 1-0 the count to Hudson. Hudson from Highland Village. Went to Marcus High School. True freshman. 6-footer, 170. He's the shortstop for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. He gets a ground ball past the diving shortstop Finger. That will go into left field for a base hit. So the second hit of the inning. 2 out, 2 on for the number 3 hitter in the order, Garrett Frazier.
Now batting for the Cowboys left.
Hardin Simmons trying to battle back here. They trail 3-0. We are in the top of the third. This inning started off when Blackwood's got a base hit. Hickman then grounded to short for a fielder's choice. Garrison struck out, and now a base hit by Hudson. So runners are at first and second with 2 down, and Garrett Frazier is at the plate. He popped up to the second baseman Escamilla in his only plate appearance. Garrett Frazier at the plate with runners at first and second, and 2 down. Top half of the third. Clark is ready. Fastball, a little bit low. And the count is 1-0 to Frazier. Frazier is from Jim Ned High School in Tuscola, Texas. Same high school that produced the legendary Texas quarterback Colt McCoy. Out of the stretch, Clark. Checking the runner at second and the pitch. That one missed outside. And now Clark has fallen behind. 2 balls and no strikes to Frazier. Waiting on deck is the designated hitter and the cleanup man, Jeremy Colon. So Clark trying to bear down here with the count 2-0. Two-0 pitch. That one is just outside. Thought he might have caught the corner, but he did not. And it's 3-0 now to Garrett Frazier. Runners are at first and second. Colon getting his warm-ups in the on-deck circle. He'd love to come up here with the bases loaded, but let's see if Clark can get Frazier here. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got the green light on the 3-0. Had a healthy cut, but came up empty. And it's 3 balls and a strike to Frazier. 3-0 lead for Southwestern, top half of the third. Hardin Simmons trying to scratch out a run or two here in this third inning. 3-1 pitch, missed outside, a walk. So now the bases are loaded. Hickman's at third, Hudson's at second, Frazier's at first,
Jeremy Colon.
And Colon's got a chance to drive in a couple of runs here with a base hit. Colon grounded to dirt, and the third baseman his first time up. Now looks like Clark is going to work out of the windup with the bases loaded. And he will. And the first pitch to Colon is a fastball at the knees on the outside corner. Good pitch. 0-1 the count to Jeremy Colon. Clark taking a little bit more time between pitches with the runners on base. He's set and ready to go. 0-1 pitch. Curveball just missed. That was close. A ball and a strike to count to Colon. Bases loaded. Hardin Simmons trying to cut into this 3-0 Southwestern lead in the top half of the third. Clark working out of the windup. 1-1 pitch to Colon. That's a good-looking breaking ball right in there for a strike. I think Colon was thinking about a fastball there, but he couldn't sit on that because of the breaker. And now it is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Colon. Infield's back with 2 down. Clark gets the sign from Montgomery, and the 1-2 pitch is a fastball high and away. 2-2 the count. Big moment in this ball game here. Southwestern not exactly on cruise control, but it's a comfortable 3-0 lead. But Hardin Simmons got a chance here to cut into that lead with a base hit. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Jeremy Colon. Next pitch, curveball hit on the ground, and it hit the runner at first base, and that'll be an out. The runner at first base, Frazier, did not get out of the way. I'm thinking that Witt probably had a play on that ball anyway, but that's an out, and that will retire the side. In the third, for Hardin Simmons, no runs on 2 hits. 3 men were left on base. There were no errors. We now go to the bottom half of the third inning, and your score. The Pirates of Southwestern University 3, the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons 0. This is SHN Sports. For the Pirates, we go to the bottom of the third. Witt, Durden, and Cruzy will face left-hander Raby Hampton. It's a 3-0 lead for Southwestern. First pitch is a curveball, outside edge for a strike to Preston Witt. The Cowboys had an opportunity there in the top half of the third, but the bases loaded, but couldn't push a run across. A 1 pitch up high, a ball. It's 1-1 to Witt. Witt with an RBI double back in the first to score Dan Montgomery, plating the first run of the ball game. Southwestern added 2 more in the bottom half of the second inning, and they lead it 3-0. Jeremy Colon hit a hard-hit ground ball that would actually hit the base runner between first and second, and that's how the top half of the third inning ended. 2 balls and a strike down the count to Preston Witt. Witt, Durden, and Cruzy trying to add to a 3-0 lead. Bottom of the third. Sweeping curveball outside corner. 2-2 the count. Not too much of a breeze today, man. We've called some baseball games this spring where the wind has really been a factor. It's not too bad here today. Just a light breeze blowing in from center. Requesting time at the plate is Witt, as Hampton was trying to quick pitch him here a little bit, so asking for time is Witt. Now we're ready. 2-2, another curveball way outside this time. And it's a full count to Witt with Durden waiting on deck. Clark from Cy-Fair, 6'1", 195, a junior. The left-hander Hampton down low, a ball with a curveball, and Hampton issues his 4th walk as Witt is aboard. So Witt at first base with nobody out, and Landon Durden will bat.
Landon Durden.
Durden flied out to the right fielder, Hickman, his last time up. Now Witt's at first base with nobody out. First pitch to Durden is up high. 1-0 to Landon Durden with Cruzy waiting on deck. 1 for Southwestern in the first and 2 in the second. Trying to add a little bit more here in the third. Another breaking ball from Hampton, and this one is low. Nobody out. 1-0 the count to Durden with Witt at first. Next pitch stays outside. I had an old pitching coach that told me you got to bang the hammer, which means you got to follow through. And that time Hampton did not follow through. And the count is now 3 balls and no strikes to Landon Durden. Breaking ball in for a strike. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike to Durden with Witt at first base. Pirates trying to keep it up. They've scored in each of the first 2 frames. And they've got the leadoff man here in the third aboard. That is Preston Witt. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Durden, and that one is in there for a strike. Just as Durden started to drop the bat and go to first base. Got to wait for that home plate umpire to let you know. Now it's a full count. Second time we've seen that today. I'm going to wait until he says ball 4 before I start to head down. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Up high, ball 4. Now he can go. Back-to-back walks issued by Hampton. And I'm sure that the leash is not real long on Hampton right now. They're going to make a change. We've got a pitching change coming up as 5 walks issued in 2 innings plus for Raby Hampton. He never really got in a rhythm. He was falling behind hitters, and he leaves the ballgame with his team trailing 3-0, and he's responsible for the runners at first and second, Witt and Durden. As Cruzy will face the new pitcher, we'll tell you about him when we come back. We'll take a break. It is 3-0 Southwestern over Hardin Simmons. We're at the bottom of the third, and this is SHN Sports. right-hander on the mound for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons is Riley Rice, 6'1", 223 freshman from Clyde, Texas. And he inherits a tough situation with runners at first and second and nobody out. As Hampton was having control issues, he walked Witt and Durden to start this third. And now Cruzy will bat. Cruzy flied out to the right fielder Hickman. Back in the second inning. It's now Riley Rice. The big right-hander will work. Out of the stretch with runners at first and second. Witt at second. Durden at first. Chance for Southwestern to add to a 3-0 lead. First pitch is a little bit inside. And the count is 1-0 to Lance Cruzy. Debs waits on deck. Southwestern trying to add to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. They'll have an excellent opportunity to do so with runners at first and second and nobody out. Infield at double play depth. Hoping to get a ground ball from Cruzy. Next pitch down low. And it's 2-0. And if you're the Hardin Simmons coaching staff, you just want to see a guy out there throwing strikes right now. After Hampton issued 5 walks, now Rice falls behind Cruzy. 2 balls and no strikes. Stretch, check at the runner at second, and the 2-0 pitch. That one is on the outside edge for a strike. 2 balls and a strike to count. Center fielder Garrison playing straight away. Pretty good sized gap in right center. If Cruzy can hit one in that direction, that would probably plate a couple of runs because there's a huge gap out there in right center. Out of the stretch, Rice. And the pitch to Cruzy, low and in. That wasn't even close to the plate. Blackowitz is earning pay back there today. 3 balls and a strike. Hazard duty pay, we should say, as he's had to dive a couple of times and stop balls from going back to the screen. Hitters count 3 balls and a strike to count to Cruzy. With runners at first and second, nobody out. Bottom of the third, and the pitch. Line drive into right field, that's a base hit. Witt's going to round third, and he will stop there. And we've got the bases loaded with nobody out. A single to right for Cruzy. So now Witt's at third, Durden's at second, Cruzy's at first.
Now batting for the Pirates, right field.
Bases loaded, nobody out.
Bryce Debs.
And now Bryce Debs has a chance to drive in at least a couple. He reached on an error by the shortstop Hudson his last time up. So Debs at the plate with the bases loaded. Witt, Durden, and Cruzy aboard. 3-0 lead for the Pirates. Infield stays back here. They'd like to try to turn 2 if Debs hits one on the ground. Riley Rice, the right-hander, works out of the stretch with the bases loaded. First pitch is in for a strike to Debs. This inning started off when Witt walked, then Durden walked. Rice came in to relieve the starter, Hampton. Then Cruzy got a base hit. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out. 0-1 the count to Debs. Next pitch by Rice. Breaking ball in the dirt. Blackowitz blocked the ball. Then he couldn't find it for a moment, but he finally did. And he's kind of limping around back there. He's had a tough day already, and we're only in the third inning. A ball and a strike to count to Bryce Debs. Again, the infield is not up. They'll try to get some outs here instead of coming home to get the run at the plate. The stretch by Rice in the 1-1 pitch. That one is low and away. And again, Blackowitz has to go to his knees to stop that one. I don't know if he's going to last all 9 innings back there. He's really kind of laboring back there. He's had a tough time. 2 balls and a strike to count. Debs will be followed by Matthew Escamilla, the number 8 hitter in the order. The stretch by Rice and the 2-1 pitch. Long drive, deep left field. If this is fair, it's gone, and it is a foul ball. Wow, he really turned on that. In fact, it just kind of disappeared. I didn't see the ball. I had to just look down at the umpire to see if it was going to be fair or foul. He immediately signaled foul. But, wow, you talk about a charge. Bryce Debs hit that one a long way, but he didn't keep it in fair territory. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Riley Rice is kind of shaking his head a little bit. Say, okay, let's regroup here. Riley Rice, the right hand on the mound. Bases loaded, nobody out. Debs steps back in. And here's the 2-2 pitch. That one is low in the dirt. And now it's a full count. I don't think the runners will be going here with nobody out, just in case Debs strikes out or hits a line drive. Working out of the stretch is Riley Rice. Witt at third, Durden at second, Cruzy at first. Debs trying to add to a 3-0 lead. Here's the pitch. Ground ball left side. It gets through for a base hit. Witt will score. Durden rounding third. He's being sent home. Here's the throw from the left fielder. It is cut off. It's a 2 RBI single for Bryce Debs as Witt and Durden score. And the Pirates now lead at 5-0. That was a good job of hitting there by Debs as he bounced it through the left side of the infield.
Baseman number 6, Matthew Escamilla.
Cruzy stops at second. Debs at first. Still nobody out here in the third inning. And now the Pirates lead at 5-0. And again, still nobody out. Escamilla bounced out to the first baseman Moore. His first time up. Swinging from the left side, Matthew Escamilla, the number 8 hitter of the order. The Pirates' second baseman steps in. Riley Rice, first pitch. That one is a little bit low. Count is 1-0 to Escamilla. Chase Thinger waits on deck. Riley Rice, the second pitcher of the ballgame now for Hardin Simmons. And I'm sure the coaching staff was hoping that they can get at least a few innings out of him because this is the first of a doubleheader, 2 7-inning games today. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a curveball that stays low. And the count is now 2-0 to Escamilla. Chase Thinger waits on deck. Witt walked, Durden walked. Cruzy got a base hit. Debs drove in 2 with a base hit to left. Runners at first and second, 2 runs in. Riley Rice with a 2-0 pitch. Not close. Oh, they get in the outside corner on that one. Thought that was a little bit outside, but the home plate umpire thought otherwise. 2 balls and a strike to count. Escamilla's got a chance to drive in a run here. With Cruzy at second and Debs at first. Riley Rice is ready. Pitch, slow breaking curveball on the outside edge for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Escamilla. With Thinger waiting on deck. Hardin Simmons still trying to get their first out of the inning here. We're in the bottom of the third. It's 5-0 Southwestern. Riley Rice is ready. And the pitch. That one is low and away. And it's a full count now to Escamilla. Etheridge, Hudson, Sims, and Moore, the infielders, are back. Even with the bag at third is Etheridge. They'll try to turn 2 here. They're not up on the edge of the grass. Just trying to turn a double play with runners at first and second. Full count pitch on the way. And that one is outside, ball 4. That is the third walk issued this inning by Hardin Simmons pitching. The first walk by Rice. And now runners are at first, second, and third. Cruzy's at third. Debs is at second. Escamilla is at first. The catcher, Blackowitz, wants to come out and have a chat with Riley Rice. And now Chase Thinger, who walked his first time up, will come to the plate.
Shortstop number 3, Chase Thinger.
Thinger walked in the second and came around to score on the RBI double by Maxwell Mims. 5-0 Southwestern and a chance to add more to that 5-0 lead. We've got 5 runs on 4 hits. Riley Rice will work out of the stretch with the bases loaded. And again, the infield stays back. First pitch to Thinger. He takes a curveball, and it's inside and low. 1-0 to Thinger. Thinger's from Round Rock, went to Round Rock High. Great program there with the Dragons. 5'11", 175 junior. Next pitch is inside. It hit him. In fact, it hit him, I think, on the left thigh. And that will force in a run, as Thinger will get an RBI for getting hit by a pitch. As he goes down to first base, Cruzy will score. 3 runs in now for Southwestern here in the third. And now the top of the order, and still nobody out. Maxwell Mims comes to the plate. He went down swinging in the first and got a 2 RBI double in the second. So he has driven in 2 of the 6 runs now for the Pirates. Bases are still loaded, and there's still nobody out. 3 runs in here in the third for the Pirates. First pitch is on the inside edge for a strike to Maxwell Mims. So the Pirates have 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 3 so far here in the third. And a chance to score more with Mims at the plate and the bases loaded. 0-1 pitch to Mims. Breaking ball low and away. A ball and a strike to count. Kyle Porter waits on deck. 7-inning game here and a 7-inning game in the nightcap, which will start, about a half hour after the conclusion of this one? Yep. Here's the 1-1. Another stop in the dirt by Blackowitz. I'm going to get him some icy hot or Bengay or something for sore muscles for the catcher, because he has stopped a bunch of balls behind the plate here today. 2 balls and a strike to count. Here's the stretch by Rice and the pitch, low and away. There's no place to put him, and I'm sure right now Blackowitz is just telling Riley Rice, just throw some strikes, man. Let them earn it. Too many walks in this ball game. 6 walks issued by Hardin Simmons pitching. 3-1 the count to Mims. Rice out of the stretch. And the 3-1 pitch. Foul back to the screen. He had a good cut. He's upset with himself. He got a pretty good pitch to hit and fouled it back. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count to Maxwell Mims. 3 runs in, bases loaded, nobody out. It's a 6-0 lead for the Pirates. And now Rice is set. And he's ready with a 3-2 pitch to Maxwell Mims. Little pop-up behind the mound. The second baseman should be able to make this play, and he does. That is Sims. So a pop-up in the infield by Mims. He got jammed, and he pops it up to Sims, the second baseman. No chance for any advance by the runners. So the bases remain loaded with 1 down. And Kyle Porter, the number 2 hitter in the lineup, will come to the plate. He's the DH here this afternoon in the first game. He has struck out and walked. 0 for 1 officially. Infield stays back with the bases loaded. Even with the bag at third is the third baseman Etheridge. First pitch to Porter. Slow breaking pitch on the outside corner for a strike. And the count is no balls and 1 strike to Kyle Porter. Dan Montgomery waits on deck. He would be the 9th hitter to come to the plate this inning. So the Pirates have a chance to bat around the order. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He was out in front of that one as Rice took a little something off. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Kyle Porter. And one of the few times here today that the Hardin Simmons pitcher is ahead in the count. Debs, Escamilla, and Thinger are aboard. 0-2 the count to Porter. That pitch is a fastball that just missed outside. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Montgomery waits on deck. 6 runs on 4 hits for the Pirates. No runs on 3 hits for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. Curveball hit on the ground, left side. The third baseman's got it. Throw to second for 1. The throw to first is not in time. They can't turn the double play, so another run scores. As Etheridge got it to Sims, the second baseman for the fielder's choice. But scoring on the play is Debs. And now it is a 7-0 lead for the Pirates.
Going to play for the Pirates, number 10, catcher Daniel Montgomery.
So now runners are at the corners. And Dan Montgomery will bat. It's a 7-0 lead now for the Pirates. Pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. The stretch by Rice. The 0-1 to Montgomery. That's a breaking ball that stays low. He wanted it, didn't get it. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Escamilla's at third. Porter's at first. Runners at the corners. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dan Montgomery. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 4 runs here in the third inning for the Pirates to open up this 7-0 lead. The stretch by the right-hander Rice. Curveball hit foul off to the right side. Back out of play. And we'll do it again with 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. 2 outs. Witt and Durden walked. Cruzy got a base hit. Debs followed with a 2 RBI single. A walk to Escamilla. Finger was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Maxwell Mims popped out. And Porter hit into a fielder's choice. Pitch is up high, a ball. It's now 2-2 to Dan Montgomery. So now it's Escamilla at third, Porter at first, runners at the corners. 2-2 the count to the right-handed hitting Dan Montgomery, the number 9 hitter this inning for the Pirates. A swing and a miss on a fastball. He struck him out, and Montgomery goes down swinging. But more damage by the Pirates in the bottom of the third as they score 4 runs. They do it on just 2 hits, and there were 2 men left on base. We played 3 full from Southwestern University in Georgetown. Your score, Southwestern 7 and Hardin Simmons nothing. This is SHN Sports. We go to the top half of the 4th inning. Southwestern leads Hardin Simmons by a score of 7-0. 7 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Pirates. No runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. Colin Etheridge, Gabe Moore, and Craig Sims will face the right-hander Aaron Clark. And Clark has struck out 3 and walked 1 in his first 3 innings of work. Hitters number 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup for Hardin Simmons. First pitch, hard hit ground ball into left field, a base hit. So Etheridge on the first pitch swings and drills one into left field for a base hit for the Cowboys. That's their 4th hit.
For the Cowboys, number 22, Gabe Moore.
Gabe Moore went down swinging back in the second. He's the first baseman for Hardin Simmons. So the runner at first base is Etheridge with nobody out. Hardin Simmons trying to come back here. They trail 7-0. We're in the top half of the 4th inning. This is a 7-inning game. Curveball is in for a strike. And it's 0-1 to Gabe Moore with Sims waiting on deck. Durden, Thinger, Escamilla, and Witt the infield third to first. Cruzy, Mims, and Debs in the outfield left to right. Montgomery behind the plate. Clark on the mound for his 4th inning of work. Curveball low and away. The runner at first base, Etheridge, had taken a couple of steps towards second, but then he retreated. 1-1 the count to Moore. Moore is out of Stephenville with the Stephenville High. He's a sophomore. 6'2", 170, fouled at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes now, the count to Moore. Clark has done a good job scattering these hits. There's only 4 base hits. They're in the 4th. They got 2 hits in the 3rd. It was their biggest opportunity. They had the bases loaded, the Cowboys did. But then Jeremy Colon hit a ground ball that hit the base runner between 1st and 2nd. Curveball just missed the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. That was a good-looking pitch from Aaron Clark. He just missed it. Etheridge at first with nobody out. Top of the 4th, 7-0 lead for the Pirates. Stretch by Clark and the pitch. Just barely off the end of the bat. A foul ball tipped back to the screen. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gabe Moore. Waiting on deck is Craig Sims. Hardin Simmons trying to answer here. The Pirates have scored in each of their first 3 at-bats. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 4 in the 3rd. Next pitch, he went after a pitch high up out of the strike zone. Strike 3, got him. That is the 4th strikeout for Clark, as going after a high fastball was Moore.
Now batting for the Cowboys, number 16, Craig Sims.
1 down, 1 on, and Craig Sims will bat. Sims spells his name S-Y-M-M-E-S. First time I've seen Sims spelled that way. He bounced out to the mound his first time up. Was a little dribbler up the right field side, up the first base side. Whoa, watch out. That next pitch was a curveball that he lost the grip on. It looked like it just sailed. Good job by the catcher, Montgomery. He had to reach up and catch that one before it went all the way back to the screen. No advance by the runner at first, Etheridge. Sims steps back in. And here's the 1-0 pitch from Clark. That's up high as well, so he missed badly with the first 2 pitches. And the count is 2-0 to Sims. Sims is from Buda, just south of Austin, went to Wimberley High School. 5'10", 155, true freshman. Two 2-0 the count. And the pitch. Fly ball foul off to the right side. In fact, it came back and hit part of the screen. Runner at first base is Colin Etheridge. He led off with a base hit. Moore struck out. 1 down, 1 on. Clark out of the stretch. Checking the runner at first. And the pitch. Foul ball off to the right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Craig Sims. An RBI double by Preston Witt opened the scoring in the bottom of the first. Then a 2 RBI double by Maxwell Mims in the second. The Pirates added 4 more in the third. 7-0 Southwestern. Top half of the 4th. Hardin Simmons trying to get something going here. Clark was taking a little bit too much time for Sims' liking, and Sims asked for time from the home plate umpire. 2-2 the count to Sims with Etheridge at first and 1 down. Ground ball out to the second baseman. This could be 2. Flip to short for 1. The throw to first is not in time. Legging it out is Sims, but the fielder's choice, Escamilla to Thinger. And safe at first base on the fielder's choice is Sims. Etheridge is eliminated from the base paths. 2 down. And Nate Blackowitz will bat.
For the Cowboys, number 8, Nate Blackowitz.
Blackowitz singled back in the third. The number 8 hitter and the catcher for Hardin Simmons. Hardin Simmons, by the way, coming in at 7-16 overall, 3-12 in conference play. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Southwestern has a victory this year over Hardin Simmons. It was back on March 23rd in Abilene. 6-5 the final score. Another curveball that got away from the pitcher Clark. That's the second time this inning that he's kind of lost the grip on his breaking pitch. 1 ball and no strikes the count to Nate Blackowitz. Blackwitz is from Argyle, Texas. Here's the 1-0. That one's low and away. 2-0 the count. 2 out, 1 on. Sims at first base, hit into a fielder's choice. Clark from the stretch with the runner at first. And the pitch. That one is fouled back to the screen once again. A fastball. Blackwitz able to turn on it, just missed it a little bit. Hickman waits on deck. 7 runs, 4 hits for the Pirates. No runs on 4 hits and an error for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. Leading off for first is Craig Sims. The stretch and the 2-1 pitch. Curveball, and that's in there for a strike and evens the count at 2-2. That was one of the better curveballs we've seen from Clark in this outing. He had a better grip on that one. He's lost a couple of them here in this frame, but that one he bent right over the plate. Here's the stretch and the 2-2 pitch. Another curveball. This one is hit foul off to the right side. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nate Blackwitz. Hardin Simmons trying to get something going. They trail 7-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning. Again, a 7-inning game here in the doubleheader. And a 7-inning game in the nightcap as well. About a half hour between games. And we're in the top half of the 4th in the opener. Next pitch, fastball, high and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count now to Blackwitz. They play Blackwitz pretty much straight away. The center fielder is a step or 2 over toward right, Mims. Clark comes set. And he's ready for the 3-2 pitch to Blackwitz, lined right up the middle, and it went off the glove of the pitcher and into center field. Rounding second and moving to third will be Sims. Runners at the corners. A single to center for Blackwitz. And he lined that pitch right off the glove. Looked like the tip of the glove of Clark. So now 5 hits in the ballgame. And believe it or not, Hardin Simmons has out-hit the Pirates in this game 5-4, but they've been outscored 7-0. So now Blackwitz is at first. Sims is at third. And the number 9 hitter in the order, Weston Hickman, will come to the plate. Hit into a fielder's choice back in this 3rd inning. 0 for 1 today. Hickman swings from the left side. First pitch to Hickman. Outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Waiting on deck at the top of the order, Hunter Garrison. Hickman from Whitesboro, Texas. Switch hitter, batting left against the right-hander Clark. 6-footer, 170. He's a sophomore. Clark is ready with the 1-0 pitch. That one just missed the inside corner. And the count is 2-0 now to Hickman. Hardin Simmons trying to get on the board here. They trail 7-0. They had the bases loaded in the 3rd, but couldn't push a run across. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ooh, that one almost hit him. Throw down to second base, and safe at second base, and they're going to call him safe there, and the runner from third will come in and score. That was a close play at second base. The runner from first took off, and Sims was able to score as Blackwitz is safe at second on the stolen base, and then Sims came in from third. It's now 7-1. That was a very close play at second base. The count is now 3-0 to Hickman. So now the score is 7-1. And Blackwitz in scoring position at second base, and the next pitch is inside for a ball. So a walk issued here by Clark. Now runners are at first and second with 1 run in here. The top of the order coming up, Hunter Garrison. Garrison singled back in the first, and he went down swinging in the 3rd. So he's 1 for 2. Hardin Simmons has scored 1. They've got a chance for more here with runners at first and second. And Garrison at the plate. Clark's first pitch to Garrison is up high and away. And the count is 1-0. Garrison singled in the first, went down swinging in the third. Leadoff man and the center fielder for Hardin Simmons. 1-0 now the count. Clark comes set. Curveball, low and away. So Clark was hitting those pitches earlier. Now he's out of rhythm a little bit, and I think that the head coach Steve Coleman senses that perhaps Clark is out of rhythm and wants to settle him down a bit here. It's a 7-1 lead for the Pirates. We are in the top half of the fourth inning. 7 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Southwestern. 1 run, 5 hits, and an error for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. It was a brief visit, first of the inning. The count is now 2-0 to Hunter Garrison. Runners at first and second with 2 down and 1 run in here. 7-1 lead for the Pirates. Hardin Simmons trying to make things more interesting here. As Garrison will step back in, the count is 2-0 to Garrison. Clark is ready. And check swing. The pitch, did it tip the bat? I don't think it did. Let's see, the home plate umpire called time. And the question is whether or not that ball hit the bat. And the home plate umpire wants to bring in the base umpires to see if they saw it. So it's either a ball high or a foul tip. And that's exactly what they're going to discuss here at the mound. A little conference in front of the mound. Third base coach thought that it was a ball. I think he called it a foul ball at the plate because he kind of put his hands up in the air. He didn't signal foul tip. And we'll get an indication from the home plate umpire here what the call is and what the count is. It's either 3-0 or 2-1. And we're still waiting. All right, we'll play Mind Reader here. I think he said foul ball. It's 2-1. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Umpire. 2 balls and a strike to count. Here's the stretch and the pitch. That one missed low and away. 3-1. Clark has not had his good rhythm here in the fourth. Perhaps it was that long at bat by the Pirates in the bottom of the third. 7-1 lead for the Pirates. 3-1 pitch. That one is just off the outside corner, walk. So that is the second walk this inning by Clark. Now the bases are loaded.
Number 6, Zach Hudson.
So Garrison's at first. Hickman's at second. Blackowitz at third. 1 run in. And the batter is Zach Hudson. So Hudson has a chance here to eat into a 7-1 Pirates lead. Hudson has singled and struck out in this ballgame. He took a called third strike in the first and singled in the third. He swings and misses the first offering. And Clark is ahead, no balls and 1 strike to Zach Hudson. Hudson from Highland Village, Texas. True freshman. Clark's next pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. Another good breaking pitch there from Clark. And Clark looks like he's got his rhythm back now. After he was out of rhythm and out of sorts a little bit here in this frame. He's got a chance to get out of it with just minimal damage. Base is still loaded with 2 down. 0-2 pitch to Hudson. Curveball, check swing, foul. Almost hit the on-deck hitter. Watch out over there. Garrett Frazier. He was in the on-deck circle. Now he's going to go back toward the dugout. I don't like that spot right there. I don't want to get hit with a foul ball. He literally did move about 10 feet, didn't he? He's not there anymore. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Whoa, way up high. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded. 2 down. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Clark is ready out of the windup. And the pitch. Curveball just missed inside. That was a good-looking pitch. He wanted it, didn't get it. 2-2 the count. Did not miss by a lot. Clark gathers himself a little bit, takes a little step behind the rubber. Now he's ready to go. The batter, Zach Hudson, steps back in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count with the bases loaded and 2 down. Clark trying to work his way out of this jam. Here's the pitch. That's high, mixed up the catcher. No advance by the runner at third. That could have easily been a run scored. But the runner at third base did not come. That is Blackowitz. He just kind of stayed there at third base, and the ball got away from Montgomery and came all the way to the backstop, and I was really surprised there was no advance there by the runner at third base. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Zach Hudson. And Clark will work out of the windup. Is that the correct count? 3 balls, 2 strikes? Clark looks in, gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. High fly ball into shallow center field. Mims, the center fielder, is coming in, and he puts it away, and that will retire the side. As Hudson flies out to end a very long top of the 4th. With all that, 1 run, and they do it on 1 hit. There were 2 walks, no errors, and the bases were left loaded. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and your score, Southwestern 7, the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons 1. This is SHN Sports. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning at Rockwell Field on the campus of Southwestern University in Georgetown. It'll be Preston Witt, Landon Durden, and Lance Cruzy, we should say, here in the bottom half of the 4th to face the right-hander Riley Rice, in his first full inning of work. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Witt has doubled and walked. They've yet to retire him. He came around to score in the 3rd after walking. It was an RBI double back in the 1st. And Rice has the jump on Witt. No balls and 2 strikes. Witt had a couple of RBIs in the first meeting between these two teams in a 6-5 Southwestern victory in Abilene. That game was played on March 23rd. 1 ball and 2 strikes now, the count to Witt. Hitters number 4, 5, and 6 in the order for Southwestern. Here in the bottom of the 4th, leading at 7-1. Curveball is low. 2-2 the count to Witt. Witt went to Episcopal High School in Houston. Good size, 6'4", 225. Sophomore. 2-2 pitch to Witt. Swing and a miss, he got him. So Witt goes down swinging. And that's the 2nd strikeout for Riley Rice.
Going to play for the Pirates, 3rd baseman, number 32, Landon Durden.
Landon Durden walked back in the 3rd. He was part of that 4-run rally for the Pirates in that 3rd inning. He's also flied out to right. 0 for 1 officially with a run scored, Landon Durden. The third baseman for the Pirates takes a curveball from Riley Rice that missed a little low. And the count is 1-0 to Durden. Bases empty, one down. Southwestern leads at 7-1. We're in the bottom half of the fourth inning, a 7-inning game. We'll play a pair of 7-inning games here today. Pitch is low for a ball. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to Landon Durden with Lance Cruzy waiting on deck. The big inning, the third inning for the Pirates when they scored 4. Next pitch is in for a strike. And the count is 2 balls and a strike as Durden was looking all the way. Witt and Durden led off with walks. Cruzy got a base hit. A 2 RBI single by Debs. Thinger got hit by a pitch and drove it a run with the bases loaded. Curveball on the inside corner for a strike, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's how the 4 runs were plated in the third. And the second was a 2 RBI double by Maxwell Mims, driving in Debs and Thinger. And we mentioned that base hit by Witt, a double to drive in Montgomery in the first. 2-2 pitch, low and away. And the count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively for Hardin Simmons, Etheridge at third, Hudson is the shortstop, Sims at second, and Moore at first. Frazier, Garrison, and Hickman in the outfield left to right. Blackwood's the catcher, and Rice on the mound. 3-2 pitch off the end of the bat, a foul ball. And staying alive is Landon Durden. Durden hails from Willis, 6'1", 190 sophomore. Riley Rice is ready with a 3-2 pitch. That's off the fist. Little number out to right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. He did not really hit that very well, but he muscled it out to right field for a base hit. As Hickman, the right fielder, had to come a long way and couldn't get there.
Now batting for the Pirates,
So a base hit for Landon Durden, an
56,
opposite field single.
Lance Cruzy.
Cruzy now will bat with 1 down and 1 on. Cruzy got a base hit back in the third. He was part of that rally. He came around to score in that inning as well. First pitch to him is on the inside corner. Strike. 0-1 the count to Cruzy. He is flying out to right and singled. He's 1 for 2 for the afternoon. Riley Rice in his first full inning of work in relief of the starter, Raby Hampton. Curveball is low. A ball and a strike now the count. 7-1 lead for the Pirates. We are in the fourth inning. Each team with 5 base hits. Riley Rice is ready. Pitch, swing, and a miss. Cruzy got a big cut, but came up empty. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Bryce Debs waits on deck. Durden leads off of first, being held there by the Hardin Simmons first baseman Moore. Riley Rice will throw over. And getting back in time is Durden. The Pirates have scored in each at-bat so far. And trying to keep that alive here. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 4 in the third. We are in the fourth, and it's a 7-1 lead for Southwestern. Curveball is hit back to the screen. Off the bat of left-handed swinging Lance Cruzy. Again, Debs would be next. The wind has died down a little bit here. It was blowing a little bit earlier. Out of the stretch, the right-hander Riley Rice with the runner at first base. And the pitch. Line drive, left field. Left fielder coming in will make the catch. As that ball was hit hard off the bat of Cruzy, but the left fielder Frazier was able to make the play.
Number 34, right fielder Bryce Debs.
They've yet to retire Bryce Debs today. He reached on an error back in the second by the shortstop Hudson. Also a 2 RBI base hit in the third with the bases loaded. He also hit the longest foul ball we've seen for a home run this year. That thing is still going in foul territory, we might add. First pitch to Debs is down low for a ball, with Durden at first base and now 2 down. So Debs has scored 2 runs. He's driven in 2 runs here today. The right fielder for the Pirates. Riley Rice is ready with the next pitch. Curveball hit hard, and the third baseman makes a nice stop. That is Etheridge. His throw to first is wide. That'll be a base hit. As Etheridge made a good play there at third base, but it would have taken a great throw to get him, and it was just a little bit wide. So an infield single for Debs. Durden stops at second. Runners now at first and second with 2 down, and Matthew Escamilla will bat. Escamilla has bounced out to first and walked. He's 0 for 1 officially. Escamilla went to Bowie High School in Austin. First pitch is down low, a ball. One to 0 the count to Escamilla. Durden at second, Debs at first. 2 down, 2 on. Pirates trying to add to a 7-1 lead. We're in the bottom of the 4th. This is a 7-inning game. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Escamilla. He takes a pitch on the inside part of the plate for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Escamilla. Thinger would be next. Wood opening his frame by swinging and missing at a third strike. And then Durden singled. Cruzy line to left. Debs got a base hit. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Riley Rice, next pitch to Escamilla. Another strike in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Matthew Escamilla. A 7-1 lead for Southwestern. One ball and 2 strikes to count. The stretch by Riley Rice and the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. The second baseman's got to play. Bobbles, recovers, throws, and got him. The second baseman, Sims, had a hard time picking that one up, but he was able to gather it in and throw at Escamilla. And for the first time today, Southwestern fails to score in a frame. No runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. We played 4 full from Southwestern University. Your score: the Pirates lead the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons 7-1. This is SHN Sports.
To the clouds, all 10 on solid ground. When it comes to the crown, I done dread locked it down. Rest in peace, my daddy rabbit. He ain't having hopping around. I've been out here on the grind. I want mine on time. Keep it 100, not even 99.9. It's Latunchi, the best rapper alive. I rep 5. Pockets fat as precious, but what's more precious than time? Cause life is too short. I got that from too short. Couldn't ball. I was too short, but rich like I play 2 sports. Flag red like Scarlet. Keep my head in my wallet. With TF on my garments, I would tuck it like Ralph Lauren. And I'm loyal to my soul. Won't let that money define me. Let my struggles refine me. Know my angels behind me. Young, rich, and in the sticks trying to find me. When it's over now, nothing left but the enemy. When the show goes down.
We go to the top half of the 5th inning. And Hardin Simmons will send Garrett Frazier, Jeremy Colon, and Colin Etheridge to the plate.
Number 7, Garrett Frazier.
Hitters number 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup for Hardin Simmons. It's a 7-1 lead for the Pirates. 7 runs on 6 hits and no errors for Southwestern. 1 run, 5 hits, and an error for the Cowboys. First pitch swinging. He chops a foul over near the Southwestern dugout. Garrett Frazier at the plate. He has popped up to the second baseman, Escamilla. And he's also walked. 0 for 1 officially. Aaron Clark has gone the distance for the Pirates. Hard slider that missed outside. A ball and a strike to count to Frazier. Colon waits on deck, and then Etheridge. 7-1 lead for Southwestern. We're now in the top half of the 5th inning in a 7-inning game. Both games will be 7-inning affairs. Here's a high bouncer wide of third. And the count now 1-2 strikes to Garrett Frazier. Frazier from Tuscola, Texas. Spent some time at Cisco College. He's a sophomore. 6'2", 215. Clark gets the signal from Montgomery. And the pitch. That's a foul ball back to the screen. Count holds at 1-2 strikes to Garrett Frazier. Big gap in left center. Cruzy a couple of steps over toward the line. Center fielder Mims a step or two over toward right center. Next pitch, outside corner at the knees, a strike. Good looking pitch there. A fastball from Clark, and Frazier goes down looking. That is the fifth strikeout for Clark.
Number 36, Jeremy Colon.
Jeremy Colon will bat. Colon has grounded to third and officially hit into a fielder's choice when he hit one of the runners in the base paths with the bases loaded back of the third. He had a grounder on the right side that hit a base runner. So he is officially 0 for 2. Takes a pitch outside. 1-0 the count to Jeremy Colon. Aaron Clark has been in a pretty good rhythm most of the game. He got out of that rhythm in the fourth when he gave up that one run. 2-0 now the count to Colon with the bases empty and one down. 7-1 lead for Southwestern. 2-0 pitch to Colon. Line drive right at the second baseman, and that's an easy play for Escamilla. So Colon lines to second. 2 down now with the bases empty.
Cowboys, number 20, Colin Etheridge.
Colin Etheridge is the third baseman for Hardin Simmons. And the number 5 hitter in the order. He grounded out to Thinger, the shortstop, in his first plate appearance back of the second. He singled in the fourth. So he's got one of the 5 Hardin Simmons base hits in this ballgame. Takes a pitch wide, and it's 1-0 to Etheridge. 2 down, bases empty, top of the fifth. Right now, Southwestern's cruising with a 7-1 lead. Clark's next pitch, a fastball right in there for a strike. And the count is a ball and a strike to Etheridge. Etheridge from Rockwall. Next pitch, swinging, and he hits a foul ball off to the right side. So Clark has the jump here, 1-2 strikes. Clark has struck out 5. He has walked 3. And he's allowed 5 base hits, but he's scattered them nicely. He's got a 7-1 lead. 1-2 strikes the count. And the pitch. That one just missed up high. Fastball. 2-2. Should Etheridge reach base, Gabe Moore would bat. The Pirates open the scoring with 1 in the first. They added 2 in the second and 4 in the third. Hardin Simmons got a run in the fourth. 2-2 strikes the count to Colin Etheridge. 2 down with the bases empty. Clark is ready. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, but the ball gets away from the catcher, and he's not going to have a play at first base. So that's a strikeout, but going to first base is Etheridge. He's safe. That's the 6th strikeout for Etheridge, but he's at board at first base.
Now batting for the Cowboys,
as that ball got away from Montgomery and
Gabe
came all the way back to the screen, and there was no need for him to even throw down at first base because Etheridge was already there. So now Gabe Moore will bat. Moore's had a tough time today. 2 strikeouts. He went down swinging in the second and in the fourth. Etheridge is at first base with 2 down. Gabe Moore is the first baseman for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. First pitch to him is a fastball high, and it's 1-0. Moore's a sophomore from Stephenville, 6'2", 170. Earned a letter last year for Hardin Simmons. Next pitch to him. That one is just off the edge on the outside corner, and it's 2-0. So Clark wants to bear down here with the runner at first base and 2 down. He's got a comfortable lead. We're in the 5th. It's a 7-1 advantage for Southwestern. Next pitch by Clark. That one misses inside. And the count is now 3-0. So he was going right along very smoothly here in the 5th. But when he struck out Etheridge, the ball got away from Montgomery, and Etheridge was able to reach first base. And now he falls behind Moore. 3 balls and no strikes. Doubt if Moore would have the green light here at a 3-0. Doesn't matter because the pitch is up high, a ball. So a walk issued here by the right-hander Clark. That puts Moore at first. Etheridge, who struck out and reached first when the ball went away from Montgomery, is now at second. So now runners are at first and second with 2 down, and Craig Sims will bat. Sims hit into a fielder's choice his last time up. He's also bounced out to the mound. He's 0 for 2 officially. But he's got a chance to drive in a run with a runner at second base. Runners are at first and second. 2 down. Curveball outside. It's 1-0 to Craig Sims. Nate Blackowitz waits on deck. 2 down, 2 on. Now time is called. I think that's Brad Holcomb, assistant coach. Or I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. Scott Lacey's the pitching coach. Mike Montgomery is the assistant coach. J.C. Bunch, the head coach. So, quick conversation here on the mound. Is this Scott Lacey, the pitching coach? Yep. Having a chat with the pitcher. They're going over something mechanically, and the home plate umpire wanted to make sure he knew that was the first visit. And Lacey's conversation was a short one. It had something to do with mechanics because he was showing him a couple of things on the mound before he concluded that visit. 1 ball and no strikes to count to the hitter Craig Sims with runners at first and second and 2 down. Southwestern leads at 7-1. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. After that visit, Clark is ready. His fastball stays up high. He's been missing high with that fastball. And the count is now 2-0 to Sims. Quickly working out of the stretch. Aaron Clark. Next pitch, foul back to the screen. 2 balls and a strike to count to Sims. The biggest chance for a rally that the Cowboys had back in the 3rd when they had the bases loaded and 2 down. And Jeremy Colon hit a hard hit ground ball that hit a base runner, and that retired the side. They did scratch out a run in the 4th. Fastball on the outside edge at the knees. Good looking pitch. And the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Craig Sims. And Clark will try to work his way out of this. Etheridge at second, Moore at first. 2 down, 2 on. Top half of the 5th. 2-2 to Sims. Curveball just off the end of the bat. He stayed alive and poked one foul over near the Hardin Simmons dugout. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Clark looks in, gets the sign from Montgomery. Out of the stretch. And the 2-2 pitch to Sims. High pop-up on the infield. It's anybody's ball. Getting out of the way is the pitcher, and the third baseman can't make the play, and it's picked up by the first baseman, and now everybody is safe. Durden came in. Anybody in the infield could have made that play. The thing was hit high in the air, but Durden was the third baseman who came in and tried to make the play, and he couldn't do it. It was picked up by the first baseman, Whip, but there was nothing to do at that point in time.
Now batting for the Cowboys, number 8.
Now runners are at second and third, and a run is in at 7-2. And how are they going to score that? Is that going to be a hit? Nobody touched it. And Durden was just late to the party. He came in charging, trying to get that ball. So I guess you give him a hit here. Runners are at second and third. Is that a double? He ends up on second. Oh, my goodness. Scoring on the play was Etheridge, who actually struck out, believe it or not. Now Moore is at third. This is a bizarre inning. Runners at second and third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. First base is open now. Runners at second and third. This inning was just rolling right along for Clark. But then when he struck out Etheridge, who reached first base when the ball got away from Montgomery, things started going south. A walk to Moore and then a pop-up in the infield that nobody caught. Still a chance to get out of this with minimal damage, but runners are at second and third with 2 down. Here's the 1-1. Fastball, and that's a little bit low. 2 balls going to strike the count to Blackowitz. Blackowitz, by the way, is 2 for 2. He singled in the third and singled in the fourth. He's been earning his keep behind the plate today, the catcher for Hardin Simmons. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Curveball hit on the ground to the shortstop. Thinger bobbles, got it back, throw to first, and got him. That will retire the side as Thinger throws out Blackowitz. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. We now go to the bottom half of the 5th inning in Georgetown. Your score, Southwestern 7, Hardin Simmons 2. This is SHN Sports. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning with Southwestern leading Hardin Simmons 7-2. Chase Thinger, the number 9 hitter in the order, will lead things off against Riley Rice. Followed by the top of the order, Maxwell Mims and Kyle Porter. 7-2 lead for the Pirates as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And the first pitch to Thinger is in there for a strike. Thinger has walked and scored, and he drove in a run by getting hit by a pitch with the bases loaded back in the 3rd. So they've yet to retire him today. 0-1 the count to Thinger. Hard hit ground ball went right off of the pitcher, bounced to the second baseman who throws to first and got him. So if you're scoring, that'll go 1-4-3. Not a conventional ground out for sure. He hit the ball hard. It went off the leg of the pitcher, Rice. Picked up by Sims, the second baseman, who throws to Moore, the first baseman. 1-4-3. And there's 1 down. Top of the order now, Maxwell Mims. He's 1 for 3. A 2 RBI double back in the 2nd. He's also struck out and popped up to second. Mims, the hitter. Curveball in for a strike. 0-1 the count to Mims. 1 down. Nobody on. Bottom of the 5th. 7-2 lead for Southwestern. Riley Rice likes to work out of the stretch even when the base is empty. Takes his time with the next pitch, a curveball that's a little bit low. Although his catcher, Blackowitz, pointed toward him as if he liked that pitch. A ball and a strike to count. And the 1-1. That one is just off the outside edge. 2 balls and a strike. Beautiful day for baseball. We'll continue into the evening Again, this is a 7-inning game and then a 7-inning nightcap. And again, the nightcap will start about a half hour or so after the conclusion of the first game. Here's a high bouncer up the middle. The shortstop, Hudson, will throw to first. He bobbled the ball, didn't have time. So that could be a hit. I'm thinking he was going to have a hard time.
Batting in the place of Kyle Porter.
Or it could be an error. They're going to call an error on the shortstop.
Harris.
So Mims reaches on the error by the shortstop. Could have gone either way. I think if Hudson had fielded that cleanly, he would have had a shot at throwing out Mims. So Mims at first base with one down. Harris is the pinch hitter for Porter. First pitch, little tapper out toward the mound. Riley Rice has it, underhanded toss to first. And Harris is gone. Moving up to second on the play is Mims. So Harris, pinch hitting, didn't waste any time. He went after the first pitch and bounced one back to the mound. And that will bring up Dan Montgomery. 2 down, 1 on. Montgomery has walked, struck out, and struck out. So he's 0 for 2 for the game. But he did score a run back at the first. He scored on that RBI double by Preston Witt. First run of the ball game. 7-2 lead for the Pirates over the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons with the bottom half of the 5th inning. Mims in scoring position at second base. And the pitch. Curveball low. 1-0 the count. Montgomery will be followed by Preston Witt. Pirates trying to keep the momentum after that 3-game sweep of Centenary in conference play over the weekend. Here's a ball hit well to deep left field. If it stays fair, it's going to be gone, but it is slicing foul. Should say hooking foul, I guess, but it is out of play. He hit it a long way, but he pulled it foul. And the count is now a ball and a strike to Montgomery. We've seen a couple of long foul balls in this ball game. Riley Rice came on in the third for Raby Hampton, and he stayed out there, eating up some innings for the Hardin Simmons pitching staff. Pitches in the dirt. There goes the runner to third, and he slides in safely. So Mims steals third. He had a great jump. There was no chance at all for Blackowitz to throw him out. So now Mims can score a couple of different ways from third base on a wild pitch or perhaps an error. The infield is back with 2 down. And the count is 2 balls and a strike to Dan Montgomery. Curveball hit well to left. He pulled it foul, though, and it went over near the bullpen. He turned on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count to Dan Montgomery, with Mims at third base. Again, the infield back with 2 down. The stretch by Riley Rice. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That will retire the side in the 5th as Montgomery goes down swinging. In the 5th for Southwestern, no runs and no hits. There was an error and 1 man left on base. We've played 5 full in a 7-inning game from Georgetown. Your score, Southwestern 7, Hardin Simmons 2. This is SHN Sports. We go to the top half of the 6th inning. Hitters number 9, 1, and 2 in the Hardin Simmons lineup will face the right-hander Aaron Clark. Clark, the junior from Cy Fair, has done a good job.
Leading off at the Cowboys, number 9.
He has scattered 6 hits and given up just 2 runs. It's a 7-2 lead for Southwestern. 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Pirates. 2 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. Hickman has hit into a fielder's choice and walked. He's 0 for 1 officially. Swings from the left side. He's the leadoff man here in the 6th. A bunt attempt, a beauty down the third base side. This is going to be a tough play, and there is no play. It's a bunt base hit for Weston Hickman. A beautiful bunt. He just laid it out there on the third base side.
Next up for the Cowboys,
and no chance at all. The pitcher Clark came over, but there was no use in even throwing the ball. That's a base hit for Hickman. A bunt single to lead off things here in the 6th. Remember, this is a 7-inning game. Well, now the top of the order, Hunter Garrison will bat. Garrison has singled, struck out, and walked. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to Garrison. He takes a fastball that's a little bit low. And the count is 1-0. Clark has gone the distance. This is his 6th inning of work. He has struck out 6. And he has walked 3. And the 1-0 pitch by Clark. Check swing, pitch on the outside corner for a strike. A ball and a strike to count to Garrison. Garrison led the ball game off with a clean single to left. But then Clark settled down and got Hudson, Frazier, and Cologne in succession to end that first. 1-1 pitch, curveball outside. 2-1 to Garrison, representing the top of the order for Hardin Simmons. They trail by 5. They were able to score single runs in the 4th and the 5th after Southwestern scored a single run in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, and 4 in the 3rd. 2 balls and a strike to count to Garrison. Runner at first base with nobody out. Pitch is outside for a ball. And it's 3-1. Just wondering out loud here if Clark maybe is beginning to tire a little bit. He has gone the distance. We're in the 6th. The stretch. And here's the 3-1. Little blooper into right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. The runner from first, Hickman, will stop at second. So back-to-back singles, a bunt single and a bloop single by Garrison, opening things up here in the 6th for Hardin Simmons.
Batting for the Cowboys, number 6, Zach Hudson.
So Hickman's at second, Garrison at first with nobody out, and Zach Hudson will bat. Hudson took a called third strike in the first. He has singled and flied to center, 1 for 3. Number 2 hitter in the order, Zach Hudson. And again, nobody out. 7-2 lead for Southwestern. We're in the 6th. This is a 7-inning game. Both games will be 7 innings today. Clark out of the stretch with runners at first and second. Delivers a curveball in for a strike. Good breaking pitch there by Clark. Hudson will be followed by Garrett Frazier. Hardin Simmons trying to rally here. They trail by 5. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball hit in the air to the right side. Giving chase is the first baseman Witt and the right fielder Debs, but they run out of room. But Clark has the jump on the hitter Hudson. No balls and 2 strikes. With Frazier waiting on deck. I'm sure Coach Bunch would love to see Clark finish this game, save his pitching. 0-2 the count. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Just missed the outside corner with a fastball. Tried to paint the edge and just missed. 1-2 the count to Hudson. Hickman bunted his way on with a bunt single back 2 batters ago, and then Garrison got a base hit. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. 1-2 the count to Hudson. And the pitch. Curveball, line fouled on the right field side. Watch out over there. Some fans over there near the tennis courts watching. One ball and two strikes to count to Zach Hudson, the number 2 hitter in the order for Hardin Simmons, the shortstop for the Cowboys, looking for his second base hit. Clark is ready with the 1-2 pitch. High pop-up in foul territory. The first baseman, Witt, is under, calling for it, and he makes the catch. So a pop-up by Hudson. 1 down now with runners at first and second, and Garrett Frazier will bat. Frazier has popped up to the second baseman, Escamilla. He's also walked and struck out. He took a called third strike in the 5th. So he is 0 for 2. Runners are at first and second with 1 down now. We're in the top half of the 6th. The Pirates lead it 7-2. First pitch, curveball, hit in the air in the infield again, and Witt, the first baseman, in foul territory over near the Hardin Simmons dugout, will run out of room. As that fence right along the dugout, he ran up against the fence but could not make the play as the ball went over the fence in foul territory. 0-1 the count to Garrett Frazier. Infield at double play depth. They'd love to get a ground ball here from Frazier with a chance to turn 2. Think of the shortstop, Escamilla, the second baseman. The right-hander Clark is ready. And the pitch. Curveball. That one is a little bit high. Ball and a strike to count to Garrett Frazier, with Hickman at second and Garrison at first. Out of the stretch, Clark. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. That was a fastball. He blew it right by him. Frazier's a sophomore. 6'2", 215. Clark gets the sign from Montgomery. And the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, and it just missed inside. Might have been a hard slider. Didn't turn on it. 2-2. Jeremy Colon, the cleanup man, waits on deck. Runners at first and second with 1 down. And the 2-2 from Clark. Hit in the air again, foul off to the right side. This one will go back out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Garrett Frazier. Hickman with a bunt single, Garrison with a single, runners at first and second. Hudson popped up. 2 on, 1 down. 7-2 lead for Southwestern. Top half of the 6th and a 7-inning game. And the 2-2. Hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. This could be 2. Flip to second for 1. The throw to first is in time. Got the double play. Finger to Escamilla to Witt. 6-4-3 double play. And in the 6th for Hardin Simmons, no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th from Southwestern. Your score, Pirates 7, the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons 2. This is SHN Sports. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning at Rockwell Field on the campus of Southwestern University in Georgetown, Texas. 7-2 lead for the Pirates of Southwestern over the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. 7 runs on 6 hits and no errors for the Pirates. 2 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors for the Cowboys. There's a new pitcher on the mound. It's left-hander Isaiah Daniels. 5'10", 180 freshman out of Stafford, Texas. Went to Stafford High School. True freshman Isaiah Daniels, left-hander. And Daniels will face Preston Witt, Landon Durden, and Lance Cruzy. And right now, the Pirates looking for some insurance. This is a 7-inning game, and we're in the bottom of the 6th. They've already got a 5-run lead. So lefty to lefty here, as Daniels will work against Witt. An RBI double, a walk, and a strikeout. So 1 for 2 officially, with 1 run scored and a run driven in for Preston Witt. Takes a strike from the lefty Isaiah Daniels. Oh, 0-1 the count to Witt. Durden will be next, and then Cruzy. Pitch is down low. And it's a ball and a strike to Preston Witt. Southwestern set the tone with a run in the bottom of the 1st, then 2 in the 3rd, and 4 in the 3rd. They had a 7-0 lead until the Cowboys scratched out single runs in the 4th and the 5th. That's where we are right now. 7-2 is the lead for Southwestern. Bottom half of the 6th. 1-1 pitch, got him on the right side of the leg, it looked like. And he's going to go down to first base as Daniels threw that one wildly. So Isaiah Daniels hits Preston Witt to start the 6th.
For the Pirates, number 32, third baseman, Landon Durden.
So Witt is at first base, and Landon Durden will bat. Durden is flied out to right, walked and singled. He has scored a run. 1 for 2 officially. Witt at first base. Isaiah Daniels' first pitch is down low for a ball. He's got kind of a herky-jerky motion, this Isaiah Daniels. As a hitter, you try to pick up that release point and where the ball's coming from, but he's got his arms and legs kind of moving in different directions, so it can be a little distracting as you try to pick up the ball and his release. Next delivery is low and away, and the count is 2-0 to Landon Durden. Witt's at first base. With nobody out, the Pirates looking for some insurance. They already lead by 5. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Next pitch by Daniels. That one is in for a strike. And the count is 2-1. Again, another game will follow. This is the first of a doubleheader, both games 7 innings. Southwestern and Hardin Simmons. 2-1 pitch. That one is on the outside edge for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count, as Daniels has worked his way back even in this count after falling behind 2-0. Two and 2 the count to Durden, with Witt at first base. Next pitch, curveball, way low and inside, or outside we should say. And Blackowitz continues to battle back there behind the plate. Peeking ahead to the top of the 7th and the last chance for Hardin Simmons in the opener. It'll be Cologne, Etheridge, and Moore. Hitters number 4, 5, and 6 in the Cowboy lineup. Next pitch by Daniels is in the dirt. And that is a free pass for Durden. So Daniels hits Witt, walks Durden. And that's not what the coaching staff for Hardin Simmons had in mind here.
Pirates, number 56, left fielder, Lance Cruzy.
Lance Cruzy comes to the plate. He lined out to left his last time up, hit the ball very hard. He's also singled and scored a run and flat out to right. So he's 1 for 3. And Isaiah Daniels in his first inning of work needs to start throwing some strikes here. Witt's at second, Durden's at first. Now the catcher, Blackowitz, wants to come out and have a chat with Isaiah Daniels. They might have gotten mixed up on the signals here, or maybe they're going to change it up a little bit now with a runner at second base. You often see that where The catcher and the pitcher will change their signals when there's a runner at second. And Daniels looks in to get the sign from Blackowitz. Cruzy trying to add to this lead. It's a 7-2 lead right now for the Pirates. Daniels is ready. His first pitch in there for a strike. And the count is 0-1. Debs waits on deck. Daniels taking a lot of time between pitches. Comes set. And the 0-1. Curveball hit high in the air, foul back behind us. No balls and 2 strikes the count now to Lance Cruzy. Lefty-lefty here with Daniels on the mound. And Cruzy at the plate. Witt got hit by a pitch. He's now at second. Durden walked. He's at first. Cruzy, the number 6 hitter in the order, the left fielder. Back in, curveball, low. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count. Hardin Simmons coming in at 7-16 overall. Here's the stretch by Isaiah Daniels. 1-2 pitch, hit in the air to center field. Center fielder Garrison going over to his right, coasting under, makes the catch. The runner from second's going to tag and move up to third base, and he'll make it safely. So Witt will move up to third on a long fly ball to deep left center field by Cruzy. And now runners are at the corners
for the Pirates,
for Bryce Debs.
Fielder, Bryce Debs.
Debs has reached on an error. Singled in 2 runs and singled in the 4th. So he is 2 for 3 officially with 2 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. So now Witt's at third and Durden's at first. 7-2 lead for Southwestern. We are in the top of bottom of the 6th, we should say. Daniels misses outside. He's got kind of a strange delivery, as we were mentioning. It almost looks like he's trying to turn the ball over like a screwball, because he's got such an exaggerated motion when he comes over the top, and then he follows through with a leg kick after the pitch, which is kind of weird and kind of different. I could see where it'd be distracting for a hitter, but Daniels has not consistently found the strike zone yet. Runners at the corners with 1 down. 1-0 the count to Debs. The stretch by Daniels and the pitch. That one is on the outside corner for a strike. A ball and a strike to count. There have been quite a few left-handed screwball pitchers that have had success, if that is indeed what Isaiah Daniels is throwing here. But coming to mind, Tug McGraw, Fernando Valenzuela. There's a curveball. That one is up high for a ball. And the count is 2 balls and a strike. Carl Hubble was, of course, the most famous left-handed pitcher that threw a screwball. But you got to go back into the 40s, I think, to remember him. Time is called. I'm not sure if they're going to call balk here. The home plate umpire came out to talk to the pitcher for a minute. And maybe just giving him a new baseball. But it looked like he had maybe signaled a balk, but he did not, because the runners are still at the corners. 3-1 is the count. 3-1 the count to Bryce Debs. Witt at third, Durden at first. The stretch by Daniels. And the pitch. Another curveball that missed inside. And again, Isaiah Daniels having some control problems here in his first inning of work. He has hit a batter and he's walked 2.
Coming to the plate for the Pirates,
so now the bases are loaded.
Matthew Escamilla.
Witt at third. Durden moves up to second. Debs at first. And here's Matthew Escamilla. He's bounced out twice and walked. Trying to add to a 7-2 Southwestern lead here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And lefty Daniels works out of the stretch with the bases loaded. Lefty to lefty here against Escamilla. First pitch, curveball, low and in. And the count is 1-0 to Escamilla. A 5-run lead here for Southwestern in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And again, this is a 7-inning game. The lefty Isaiah Daniels, the third pitcher to be used by J.C. Bunch, or rather by Steve Coleman, the head coach of Hardin Simmons. J.C. Bunch, of course, the head coach at Southwestern. There's a strike. And the count is a ball and a strike. Raby Hampton, Riley Rice, and now Isaiah Daniels, the three pitchers for Hardin Simmons. A ball and a strike to count to Escamilla with the bases loaded. Daniels taking a little bit too much time. Escamilla asked for time. Closed stance from the left side. Matthew Escamilla. Pitch, curveball, hit on the ground, past first wide. It was close. Just missed that first base bag. That would have been a couple of runs batted in for Escamilla had the ball stayed, about 6 inches to the left of where it was. It just missed that first base bag. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count to the number 8 hitter of the order for Southwestern, Matthew Escamilla. Chase Thinger waits on deck. Bases loaded, 1 down. 7-2 lead Southwestern. Daniels is ready with a 1-2 pitch. Curveball, outside corner, strike 3 call. He got him. Escamilla goes down looking. First strikeout for Daniels. And now the bases loaded with 2 down, and Chase Thinger will bat.
For the Pirates, number 3 shortstop, Chase Thinger.
Thinger walked back in the second and scored. He's also been hit by a pitch, and he grounded out on a strange play that went off the body, the leg of the pitcher at the time, Rice, and bounced right to the second baseman, Sims, who threw him out. A 1-4-3 put out. First pitch to Thinger, high and tight with a curveball. And the count is 1-0 to Chase Thinger. Thinger out of that very successful program in Round Rock, the Round Rock Dragons. He's a junior, 5'11", 175. Out of the stretch, Daniels. Pitch in the dirt. That might be that screwball. Looks like he's really trying to turn it over. But he has not been able to control it. It seems like it goes in the dirt almost every time. I'd be surprised if Blackowitz catches the second game of this doubleheader, because he has been laboring from the very beginning of the game. He deserves a day off. Maybe he could be a DH. 2-0 pitch outside, a ball. And there's no place to put Thinger. Bases are loaded, and now Daniels has fallen behind Thinger. 3 balls and no strikes. Waiting on deck, representing the top of the order, Maxwell Mims. 7-2 lead for Southwestern. A chance to add to that lead with Daniels experiencing some control problems here. That pitch is right in there for a strike. And it's 3-1 to Chase Thinger. Again, Hardin Simmons has hitters number 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup coming up in the top of the 7th. It'll be their last chance in a 7-inning game. And right now, the 7-2 lead for Southwestern, and a chance for more. 3-1 pitch. That one is just low. Daniels thought he had the corner, but he didn't, so that's ball 4. And that will force in a run. And Thinger will get an RBI. That's the second time Thinger has driven in a run without swinging the bat. He was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd and drove in a run. And now he walks with the bases loaded. And coming in from 3rd and scoring is Preston Witt. The score is now 8-2. And Mims representing the top of the order at the plate. First pitch to Mims is in for a strike. I think that was the screwball, and that was the first time he threw it for a strike. In fact, Blackowitz gave him a fist bump after that, or a fist pump, we should say. Maxwell Mims has struck out, doubled, popped out, and reached on an error. He also stole a base back in the 5th. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Isaiah Daniels, left-hander on the mound, having a chat right now, right in front of the mound with his catcher, Blackowitz. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Bases remain loaded, full of Southwestern Pirates. It's now an 8-2 lead for Southwestern. Mims the hitter. The count is 0-2 with 2 down. 0-2 pitch, curveball up high. Count is 1-2. Daniels has all kinds of different release points too. Like 3/4, almost sidearm. He comes over the top. Comes over the top with that pitch that looks like it's a fadeaway or a screwball. Here's the 1-2. Curveball hit foul back behind us. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to Mims. Jake Harris waits on deck. One and 2 the count. Next pitch. Another foul ball or a fly ball down the right field side. It's in foul territory, being chased by the right fielder. He makes a diving attempt, but he can't make the play. He says he came up with it, but the umpire was down there to take a good look, and he said he did not come up with it. Hickman had a long way to go. He made a sliding attempt in foul territory along the retaining fence, but the umpire had a clear look at it and said no, he didn't get it. He was trying to sell it to him, but it didn't work. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Isaiah Daniels now looks in to get the sign from his catcher, Nate Blackowitz. 1-2, curveball. Again, another foul ball, this one back behind us. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to Maxwell Mims. Southwestern trying to add to an 8-2 lead. We're in the bottom half of inning number 6. Next pitch, line drive, right center field is going to drop for a base hit. And this is probably going to clear the bases. 2-run score, 3rd run coming in, and he will make it safely. It's a 3 RBI triple for Maxwell Mims, as Durden, Debs, and Thinger all score. And it's a 4-run 6th for Southwestern. And now it's an 11-2 lead for the Pirates. So a 3 RBI triple. And now he's at third base, Maxwell Mims. As Debs also scored on that play. Curveball low and in. And the count is 1-0 to Harris. With the runner at third base, Mims. 11-2 now. So if you're a Southwestern Pirate fan, you got the insurance you're looking for. Jake Harris is from Shreveport, Louisiana. He takes a strike. A ball and a strike to count. Harris did have 1 plate appearance. He came in and pinch hit for Porter back in the 5th, and he bounced out to the mound. So this is his 2nd at bat. He takes a curveball high. 2 balls and a strike to count to Harris. Went to C.E. Byrd High School in Shreveport. Native of Shreveport, 6', 177, a freshman. Daniels out of the stretch and the pitch. That's low. 3-1 the count. So Daniels hit Witt, walked Durden. He got Cruzy to fly out, but then he walked Debs. He struck out Escamilla, but then he walked Thinger with the bases loaded, and then a bases clearing triple by Maxwell Mims. Here's a foul ball, popped up foul off to the left side and back out of play. Full count to Jake Harris, his 2nd at bat in the ball game. Colon, Etheridge, and Moore will face Clark if Clark is still in there in the top half of the 7th. But they'll be trailing by at least 9. Pitch by Daniels, hit off the fist, little pop-up out to the shortstop. He can't make it, a diving attempt, but he couldn't bring it in, Hudson, and that will plate another run. It's an opposite field base hit for Jake Harris, and Maxwell Mims can walk home from third. And now it is a 12-2 lead for the Pirates. So they've blown it wide open with a 5 spot here in the 6th.
Now coming to the plate for the
Crooked
Pirates,
numbers all across the board for the
Daniel
Pirates.
Montgomery.
A single run in the first, but 2 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, and now 5 here in the 6th. Adds up to 12-2. Dan Montgomery, the ninth batter to come to the plate this inning, but number 3 hitter in the order with Harris at first base. Daniels has now faced everybody in the order. His first pitch is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Twelve runs on 8 hits now for Southwestern. 2 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. Next pitch is in there for a strike. And it's a ball and a strike to Montgomery. Montgomery has walked and struck out 3 times. Went down swinging in the 2nd, 3rd, and the 5th. 1-1 the count to Montgomery. Leading off at first, Jake Harris. Now Isaiah Daniels steps off. Daniels, just a freshman, getting some experience here from Stafford, Texas. Breaking ball is low. Count is 2 balls and a strike. Preston Witt waits on deck. This is the second time in the ball game that the Pirates have batted around in the order, with the 9th batter coming up right now. This is Montgomery. Pitches up high for a ball. Daniels continues to have a hard time finding the strike zone. He's a little frustrated out there right now. 3 balls and a strike to count. Leading off for first is Harris, and the 3-1 pitch is in the dirt. Runners at first and second. Daniels continues to have a hard time finding the strike zone. So now Preston Witt will bat for the second time in the inning, and we may have a pitching change. Steve Coleman is the head coach, Brad Holcomb the assistant coach for Hardin Simmons, and we are going to have a pitching change as Isaiah Daniels just had a hard time finding the strike zone in his appearance. It's now 12-2. Southwestern leads Hardin Simmons. We're the bottom half of the 6th inning, and we'll have the information on the new pitcher when we come back. This is SHN Sports.
I represent New York, I got it on my back. Them can say that we lost it, so I'ma bring it back. I love the dirty, these niggas show me love. The ladies start to bounce as soon as I hit the club. But in the Midwest, they love to take it slow. I watch them get it on the floor. And if you need it hypey, I take it to the bay. Frisco to Sac Town, they do it every day. Copping the Hollywood, as soon as I hit LA. I'm on that low, I do it the Cali way. And when I hit the shot, people say that I'm fly. They love the way I dress.
New pitcher on the mound for the Hardin Simmons Cowboys. It's right-hander Chase Buchanan, 6'4", 180, a junior. He's from Weatherford, Texas, went to Weatherford High School. He comes into a 12-2 ball game. The Pirates lead the Cowboys 12-2. Southwestern over Hardin Simmons. We're the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Pitching for the Cowboys, number 19, Chase Buchanan.
So Buchanan
Batting for the Pirates,
will inherit runners at first and second.
baseman Preston Witt.
And Witt will bat for the second time in the inning. He led this inning off by getting hit by a pitch. Swings from the left side, does Preston Witt. And again, Buchanan is the new pitcher. First pitch by Buchanan, high and inside. Again, runners are at first and second. Harris at second. Montgomery at first. Witt was hit by a pitch earlier in this ball game, earlier in this frame. Next pitch outside for a ball. An RBI double back in the first. He's also walked and scored. And he came around to score earlier in this frame after getting hit by a pitch. So he scored 2 runs. He's driven in a run. And he is 1 for 2 officially. The right-hander Buchanan is ready. A 2-0 pitch. That one is on the outside edge for a strike. 2 balls and a strike to count to Preston Witt. 5 runs are in here in the 6th inning. And that's blown the game wide open. It's a 12-2 lead now for the Pirates. And Chase Buchanan, the junior right-hander on the mound from Weatherford, trying to get this game to the top of the 7th. Here's a high fly ball foul off to the right side. The first baseman Moore giving chase, but he will run out of room as the ball lands in the berm just behind the retaining area there, retaining fence. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Witt. Landon Durden waits on deck. Runners at first and second with 2 down. 10-run lead here for Southwestern. Witt is in. Buchanan taking his time out there on the mound. Lanky right-hander is ready. And the pitch. Swing and a foul ball back to the screen. Count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Preston Witt. Witt from Episcopal High School in Houston, sophomore. Swings from the left side. First of a doubleheader. 7-inning games. Both games are 7-inning games here this afternoon and the evening. Next pitch low and in, and it's a full count now to Preston Witt with Durden waiting on deck. Pirates have 12 runs on 8 hits. Cowboys have 8 hits, but only 2 runs to show for it. They've got a couple of fielding errors as well. Next pitch is on the outside corner, strike 3 call. He took a called third strike. Witt goes down looking, and that retires the side. But a big frame again for the Pirates of Southwestern. They score 5 runs. They do it on just 2 hits. There were 3 walks and a hit batsman. All kinds of stuff going on in that inning. 2 men were left on base. There were no errors. All right, we go to the top of the 7th. This is the last chance here for Hardin Simmons. And the score from Rockwell Field in Georgetown on the campus of Southwestern University. The Pirates of Southwestern 12, the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons 2. This is SHN Sports.
The inning for the Cowboys, number 36, Jeremy Colon.
Jeremy Colon, Colin Etheridge, and Gabe Moore will come to the plate here in the top half of the 7th. Last chance for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. They trail Southwestern 12-2. Aaron Clark has gone the distance for the Pirates. He's going to try to finish this out in 7 innings. First pitch is low and inside, a ball to Colon. Colon has bounced to third, hit into a fielder's choice and lined out. So he is 0 for 3 officially. And he takes a pitch at the knees for a strike. It's 1-1. Clark would love to finish this out and get a complete game. He's got a 12-2 lead. Works onto the windup with the bases empty. And the 1-1 pitch. High bouncer, left side of the infield. The pitcher's got it, and his throw to first is in time. He really lobbed it over there very slowly. Colon is not a speedster, could not beat it out, so there's one down. So Clark lobs over to Witt for the first out. And Colin Etheridge will bat. Etheridge is grounded to short, singled, and struck out. He actually reached base on that strikeout as the ball got away from Montgomery. He came around to score. The only run in the 5th inning. 12-2 lead for Southwestern. First pitch to Etheridge is up high for a ball. And Clark has gone the distance, and I'm sure that Coach J.C. Bunch appreciates that. Saving some innings for his bullpen. First game of a doubleheader. 1-0 pitch is line foul off to the right side. And it's a ball and a strike. Well, 2 big innings in this frame, or in this ball game, we should say, for Southwestern, as they scored 4 in the 3rd, and they added 5 insurance runs in the 6th. They had already led 3-0 before that 4-run eruption in the 3rd. Curveball on the edge for a strike. Etheridge thought that pitch was low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Etheridge with 1 down and nobody on. Last chance here for Hardin Simmons. They trail 12-2. Curveball on the inside corner, strike 3 call. He got him. Etheridge goes down looking. That was a good curveball there from the right-hander Aaron Clark.
For the Cowboys, number 22, Gabe Moore.
That's his 7th strikeout. Last chance here for Hardin Simmons is Gabe Moore. Moore has struck out twice and walked. 0 for 2 today. Number 6 hitter in the order. And the first pitch is up high for a ball. So what's the time between games? About a half hour? Okay. So we'll be back on in about a half hour after the conclusion of this ball game for game 2 of this doubleheader. Here's a pop-up into shallow right field. Plenty of room out there for Debs. He goes over to his left, and this ball game is over as Clark gets Moore to fly out to right field, and that will do it. In the 7th for Hardin Simmons, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. A complete game victory for Aaron Clark. He's the winner, and the loss will go to the starter, Raby Hampton. A couple of big offensive performances in this ball game for the Pirates. Bryce Debs scored 2 runs. He drove in a couple of runs. Also, Maxwell Mims had a 2 RBI double and a 3 RBI triple. So 5 runs batted in and runs scored for Maxwell Mims. Guess you'd have to say he's the offensive star of the ballgame with 5 runs batted in. The final score, 12-2. 12 runs on 8 hits and no errors for the Pirates. 2 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors for the Cowboys of Hardin Simmons. The final score, 12-2. Southwestern over Hardin Simmons. The Cowboys see their record drop to 7-17, and the Pirates improve to 13-12. We'll be on the air in about a half hour with game 2 of the nightcap, as both games will go 7 innings, and the nightcap Hardin Simmons against Southwestern, and again, that will be in about 30 minutes or so. The final score in game 1, the Pirates over the Cowboys, the final 12-2. I'm Bill Schoening, and this is SHN Sports.